welcome to our first game of the BMI Baby Elite Ice Hockey League season here on Sky Sports. And what a better way to kick things off than with a game between the arch rivals, the Sheffield Steelers and the Nottingham Panthers. We're back, baby. Thanks ever so much for joining us here at the Sheffield Arena. I'm Nick Rothwell, and joining me is Coventry Blaze head coach and GB head coach, Paul Thompson. Paul, how you doing, buddy?
Good, Nick. Good, thanks.
Yeah, please tell us what's been going on the last 5 years. We haven't had the Elite League on TV yet. You've been involved with the Elite League since it started. How have things changed?
Well, I think the biggest thing, Nick, since the formation of the Elite League and the top league prior to that, I think in the last season there was only 6 Indigenous British players playing in the whole league, and I think we're through the 10 teams this season. There's over 70 contracted Indigenous British players, and with about 20 to 30 on two-way contracts with teams in the lower league. So, with my national team cap on, I've got to say that's absolutely that's a great thing that we've got these guys playing at the top level.
And we'll talk a little bit more about the game coming up. But how is the GB system looking right now?
I took the job over just about a year ago, and we had our first championships in Slovenia last year. And we managed to finish 4th. We just missed out on a bronze medal. So that's progression on what it's been on the last couple of years. But there's still a long way to go, and we're just trying to forge the 18s and the 20s and the seniors together as a group. And it's it took a lot of work, but we're making strides.
I saw you working earlier on with the younger guys. I believe they were the 20 and unders. How are they looking?
Good. They did really well last year. They're Division 1 team, and they got themselves a bronze medal, and no one expected that. And they've lost a lot of players that are now over that age limit. Yep. So Peter Russell, the head coach there, he was taking them through their drills, and it was good to see.
Awesome. All right. Well, this league, we had a first ever charity shield in the Elite League, and it was between Paul Thompson's team, the Coventry Blaze, and the Nottingham Panthers, tonight's visiting team. Let's have a look at the highlights.
Tonight was a friendly again. We're trying to get ready for the season, and you got to give the Panthers credit. They played the better hockey game than we did. We broke down a lot down on our own end and left Trevor, our goaltender, hanging. And you can't allow that against the Panthers. They got a great offense, and you got to give them credit. They beat us tonight.
It's typical first kind of game of the season where a lot of mistakes are made defensively, a lot of penalties, and then ends up being a big score. But luckily, we're able to come up on top. A lot of skill on our team, and I think we're going to be a fun team to watch. We're pretty strong in every aspect of the game. We got a solid goaltender, we got good defensemen, and really explosive forwards.
I think this season pretty much every team's improved, and important trophies to win the league, and that's what we're focused on. And I think they're going to be gunning for us. We're the defending champs, and we got to be ready all the time. The Nottingham, the Cardiffs, the Newcastles. Everybody's got a good team, especially Sheffield too. And we're just going to have to be ready every night and play 60 minutes if we want to win hockey games.
So that was the first ever charity shield in the Elite League. Last year's playoff winners, the Nottingham Panthers, and the league winners, the Coventry Blaze. Paul, it's the first piece of silverware for the season. Does it deflate you guys a little bit, missing out on it?
Well, yeah, you want to win, Nick. You want to win every game. But it was great for the fans. Lots of goals, fights, and hits, and it was entertaining. Bit of a coach's nightmare. Game's a little bit too open for probably myself and Mike Ellis, and they came out winners on the night, and they deserved it on the night. But I think over £30,000 was raised, and Gary Moran was the GM of Nottingham Panthers, did a great job in that, and that's going across to children in need and hockey in both the respective cities. So all in all, it was a great event.
A lot of other winners except you guys, eh?
Yeah.
I won't rub it in too much. Well, the Nottingham Panthers took that win and went into the first weekend of the league, and this is what happened. you can see they had another win against Manchester Phoenix, and the Steelers also got off to a flying start, while Coventry, Newcastle, and Belfast also had opening night wins. Both tonight's teams suffered defeats on Sunday. The Panthers went down 4-2 to Newcastle, and the Steelers went down 6-2 to the Coventry Blaze. And this is how the league looks after the first weekend. Only 2 games played. The Coventry Blaze up at the top. You must be happy with that. I know it is very early on, and it's always tough in any sport to look at a league table only after the first weekend. But what are your thoughts on that?
Well, end of March would be nice. No, it's good. It's good to get off to a start. You know, 2 wins, and win on the road against Basingstoke, and they brought in a lot of quality this year. Had a couple of guys missing, so we fell a little bit lucky in that game and in the Sheffield game. But you know, we're happy with our start, without a doubt.
Well, Paul, we've got probably one of the biggest rivalries in British ice hockey, the Nottingham Panthers and the Sheffield Steelers. You've watched this rivalry over the years. What can you say about it?
Well, you know, they are. I mean, both of them normally, fill their respective arenas out for these games. There's a lot of passion. They're only 40 minutes from each other. So, over the years, these have been, 2 great fixtures. A great fixture for any hockey fan to see. And hopefully tonight that will give us much of the same, which is, they don't really like each other, and both sides will admit to that. And you normally see that out on the ice.
What about the playing styles of the 2 teams? I mean, normally you see these games being quite physical. Is that going to suit either team, any one team tonight?
Well, yeah. I mean, both teams have got great speed.
Yeah.
Sheffield especially this year have gone out and, Dave Matsos has recruited a hell of a lot of speed through his offense this year. And, Nottingham as well have got some, wily old PC Druin's come back from France, and he's a very, very skilled player, and we'll talk about him more later. But, I see an evenly matched game. I really do. It's going to be a tough one to call, but, in games like this, it can go either way because it's so tight. No one wants to give an advantage to another team.
I won't ask for predictions yet. But earlier on, Dave Sims got to meet up with both head coaches. Here's what they had to say.
Matty, huge game. Your thoughts on it?
Well, you know what, Nottingham's always a big game. Certainly probably one of the best rivalries I've been a part of, and had a good taste of it last year. I think the fans are going to be in for an exciting night. Mike Ellis has done a good job at keeping his core group of guys as we've done the same, and he's improved in the areas that he had to. I think it's going to be a fast game tonight. I certainly think there's going to be loads of hits, and it's going to be an exciting game to watch.
You were hit with some injuries, Legui, Saric. You've brought Shane Johnson in. How does that affect your lineup?
You know what, it doesn't. I mean, Johnny came in and he was with our team for the better part of last year, and he fit in so well. I mean, the dressing room, we walked right in. It was like he never even left. Johnny's a safe choice. He's very well conditioned, takes care of himself incredibly well. He's versatile. Rod Saric being out of the lineup right now. Johnny's capable of playing, forward and defense. So it was an easy pickup for us. I like him as a guy. A ton of experience in this league, a ton of championships. So he'll fit in just well with us.
Ashley Tate back as well after a suspension.
Yeah, that's a huge lift for our club. Ash is, certainly the upper class of the Brit pack, but I put him in the top class of the import pack as well. Just relentless work ethic that he puts in every single night and every single practice. You just can't have enough of those guys, and he was sorely missed in our last game against Coventry, but we got him back tonight from a suspension, and happily as a coach have him back in the lineup.
Mike, the Panthers' first visit to Sheffield this season. Your thoughts on tonight's game?
Well, it's always a huge game whenever we come into the big building, and such a local rivalry we have going. It's excitement for the players, great atmosphere. We're just happy to be here, and the guys are really pumped up for tonight.
No Legui and no Saric for Dave Matsos's team. Does that affect how you come into the game?
Well, we look at their lineups, but at the end of the day, the way we perform as a team is what's going to give us the end result. So we concentrate really hard on what we want to do, and the fact that they're short a couple guys does make a bit of a factor, but we're just going to carry on with our game plan.
Sean McCaslin, you've borne back from last year. He had a great season for you, but you've brought in some good support staff this year, haven't you? Moline and Druin in particular.
Yeah, Sean's a clutch player, and he scored some really big goals for us last year, and he did the job for us. And I've added to it with a little bit of spice from around the league in Molen, Wallenberg from the Swedish Allsvenska, and PC Druin, who's everybody knows in Nottingham.
Yeah, the pressure is on the Panthers to bring a title home. Do you think these are the group of guys that can do it?
Yeah, well, that's the plan. We're all working really hard, and that's our team goal. We're taking it one league game at a time. We got a long way to go.
Yeah, and just final thoughts on tonight. Big Sky game, everybody here in the building. Is it going to be a game that's going to keep the viewers on the edge of their seat?
I think so. Every game we've played last year was, so I can't see it being any different tonight.
It will certainly keep us on the edges of our seats. Both of those coaches being quite coy and calm right now. Is that how you feel before a big game like this?
Well, you know, they'll be on camera. They're looking cool, but no, they are. They're both pretty cool customers. But you know, they'll be looking forward to the game, and they'll be running through a lot of their line combinations and what they want through their teams, through their heads, and they'll be giving their last-minute instructions now. You know, prior to the boys going out. So you know, they'll both be up for this.
Okay, well, we asked you earlier on a couple of guys to pick out for both teams to watch. First of all, for the Sheffield Steelers, you picked your old goalie, I believe, Jody Lehman.
Yeah, Jody, he knows what it takes to win. I mean, Jody won a Grand Slam with us 3 seasons ago, and he comes to practice every day, and he works hard, and he's a vocal kid, and he wants to win, and he knows what it takes to win. And you know, he was lucky enough to have him for 3 seasons with the Coventry organisation. In that time, we won 5 major championships. So, you know, he comes to play, and you know, the higher the game, the more the bigger the game, the better he plays.
And anyone from North Battleford, Saskatchewan's a tough guy too.
Well, yeah, it's out in the sticks there, isn't it, a little bit?
And also, you noted Jonathan Phillips.
Well, you know, I was lucky enough to have Jonathan on my team, Team GB this year when we went away to the World Championships in Slovenia, and he was voted British Player of the Tournament, and then the kid can skate really well, and I really think this is going to be a breakout year for Jonathan, and he shoots the puck really hard, and he's just smart defensively, and you know, he's going to be a leader for the national team for many years to come, and you know, he's the captain of this hockey club, and I can see him be a leader here for a while.
Yep. Now, over in the Nottingham Panthers, you picked out, first of all, Sean McCaslin.
Well, Sean had a great year last season, and you know, I know he's a thorn in our side every time we played him, and he shoots the puck, and he's a strong boy. You can't pin him down. You know, in the corners, he shrugs off defensemen. He gets open. He's got that. You know, he's a right shot, and he gets that shot away. He's a key guy on their power play, and you know, he'll be up there in the scoring charts at the end of the season without a shadow of a doubt.
And also a guy back on our shores, PC Druin.
Hell of a player, you know. PC Druin's, I mean, he's an ex-NHL player. He's played here previously, played in Nottingham previously. He's been all around Europe since that time, but just great hands, what we call soft hands in the game. And he sees the ice really well. He can score. He can make great plays, and he's a great pro. And these are the type of players that this league's attracting now. And you know, he'll make a lot of fans unhappy and his own fans very happy over the season.
What's it saying for the Nottingham Panthers organisation going all out to try and get a guy of this quality?
Well, you know, he knows the organisation, and you know, they're a great organisation. They've got a great arena that they play out of, and you know, they've had success last year in the playoffs, and I know they desperately want to win that league title, and you know, we'll be doing everything to prevent that this year. But a guy like that is obviously going to help a hockey club.
Okay, yeah, like you say, the quality now of the guys that are coming back. But I want to go back into what we talked about earlier, the development of the British guys, and earlier on we were looking at the guys, the under 20s. And how these guys are developing mentally and also physically.
Well, I think the whole game's changed. Everything about athleticism has changed now. You know, back in our day, Nick, we might go onto the bus with 4 cans for the way home and a pasty.
6 for you.
Yeah, maybe 6 for me. Yeah. Unfortunately, yeah. But you know, the guys look after themselves. They work extremely hard in the gym. They eat the right things, and you can see this coming through at the 16s, 18s, and 20 levels. And these guys want to make pro. You know,
yep.
and you know, you've got to sacrifice other parts of your upbringing to make that.
Yeah. We're also talking about how the game has changed and evolved, the bump and grind into what people call the more European style. But now with the changes in the NHL, we're kind of becoming more of an NHL style of play over here as well.
Well, you know, zero tolerance was brought in here last season, and it's basically, we just felt the game, or the NHL originally started it, felt the game was being slowed down too much. Too many big guys were just hooking and holding, and guys couldn't get open, which doesn't produce scoring chances and doesn't produce free-flowing hockey. And like you said, the terminology, we used to call it the European way, more of an open style of game. And we still have our toughness here, without a shadow of a doubt, but it's a lot,
Great. Well, folks, it's coming up after the break. I'll be joining Dave Sims in the commentary booth. Welcome back to the Hallam FM Arena here in Sheffield. Dave, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing well, and I can't wait to get going with this game, Nick. It's the 2 biggest teams. I don't care who is a league champion or not, but these are the 2 biggest teams in the country. Let's take a look at the Panthers. Rovniak in goal. He's the man that won the playoff championship for the Nottingham Panthers last year. Keep your eye out on the new guy as well, Steve Pelletier. He's supposed to be able to rock him and sock him. Up front, you can look no further than Sean McCaslin. They've brought some supporting cast in to help McCaslin this year. Wallenberg, Molin, and of course, Nottingham's favourite, PC Druin. He always played at home. Can he play on the road?
And straight from the head coaches themselves, this starting lineup's PC Druin starting with Richardson in the middle and McCaslin out on the right. Schmier, we want to keep an eye on him, see if he has any tangles with Corniche later. And then, like you say, Rovniak, he's a good stand-up little goalie.
Well, taking a look at David Matsos's lineup, he's gone for winners. Keep your eye out on 25, Steve Munn. The offensive skills of Randy Dagenet. No Rod Sarich in the lineup tonight. That's going to put pressure on young Mark Thomas, the Stockport youngster. He's going to have to play a regular shift. Keep your eyes out for 44. Whilst up front, no Jeff LeGuy, but the Sheffield Steelers are blessed with good offence. Joey Talbot, Ryan Finnerty, and of course Ashley Tate back in the lineup after a one-game suspension. He joins, of course, his brother Warren Tate.
And the starting lineup, you say Ashley Tate, ex-Coventry Blaze Ashley Tate, so Paul Thompson likes watching that, with Talbot in the middle and Shepherd out on the right. Big Moon, he comes in from the American League. He knows how to win big games and championships. And Jody Lehman between the pipes. Dave, always a great occasion here. You've been here many times before to watch these kind of games.
You know what, the atmosphere, everybody buzzing down here in front of us. We see the Panthers gathered to our right, the Steelers gathered to our left. The crowd, you can just feel that anticipation. The Sheffield-Nottingham game, you know what, if you're not here, the best place to be is on Sky Sports, and it's fitting that the first Be My Baby Elite game is between these two clubs. Let's hope this game reminisces many others between the two teams over the year. You can see the fans getting excited all around the building. Good crowding for a Wednesday night as well in the arena. Our referee tonight is Murray Hansen, 43-year-old driving instructor, and he in fact played here on the night that the biggest ever attendance took place in Sheffield, over 11,000, when the Steelers took on the Murrayfield Racers. That was in the past. This, folks, is in the present. Pitter-patter, Nick. Let's get at it. The Sheffield Steelers in white and orange, the Nottingham Panthers in black and yellow. Underway with Druin, and the Nottingham Panthers, as you look at the screen from right to left, McCaslin takes the shot into the body of Lehman, collected by the Steelers. They'll chip one off the boards, out into the neutral zone. In fact, it just goes straight over the plexiglass. That was Ian Manzano.
Nice to get a shot in the breadbasket that early on, Dave, isn't it? It gives the goaltender a lot of confidence to feel the puck that early on.
I think the goalie wants to feel the puck, doesn't he, Nick? He wants to take the shot. McCaslin over the blue line, takes the shot into the chest of Jody. Right. Face-off win for the Sheffield Steelers, back with Manzano. Tries to find Ashley Tate, doesn't get there. Shot comes in from the point and gets deflected just past the outstretched stick of Jody Lehman into the neutral zone. And this is where the Steelers will come with speed. And Talbot will go a-chasing. And Talbot, he's a persistent man, and he beats Schmier to the puck. That kick comes in then from Ashley Tate as the Panthers now with Druin down the left-hand side. Intercepted by Manzano to Ashley Tate, cuts inside, top of the circle, fires one into the body of Rovniak. And the first scoring chance for David Matsos's man coming the way of Ashley Tate.
Great quick transition there off the turnover from Ashley Tate. He comes in, he's so good at coming in on his off wing and letting that puck fly. Great save as well by Rovniak.
Second line's out then. We're going to see Jimmy Shepherd for the Nottingham Panthers taking that role as second line centre. In the first two games of the season, Nottingham actually went with Wallenberg at centre, but Mike Ellis picking up a line change. Nottingham clear, only as far as Thomas. We talked about him a little earlier, and he'll just dump the puck in, and who's going to go and chase it? Ryan Finnerty. Shane Johnson also comes with speed. It's with Phillips, centres a pass. Johnson almost picked up a bit of a rebound. Nottingham are trying to bake with that man Wallenberg, and it is Wallenberg down the left-hand side. He's looking for Moline, who's just in front of Lehman, but excellent work by Randy Dagenet. And Dagenet does a good job there.
Nottingham beating the offside there because the puck flew off of the Sheffield Steelers stick, negating that offside.
Wallenberg and Moline are going to bring great speed to this Nottingham Panthers second unit. Referee just stands in the way there as the Panthers will try and get him down. Shepherd takes a big hit coming from young Mark Thomas. Finnerty can't quite control. Shepherd need a little moment on the puck just to calm things down. Myers collects on the red line as Panthers get their third unit out. Puck goes back to Danny Myers. Backhand pass down the right-hand side. And the Panthers will come at the Steelers. Lehman gets it out as far as Hewitt. Hewitt tried to get the puck to Cornish. Not to be. Rovniak comes out. Hit from behind as well from Warrentate. No penalty called there by Murray Hansen. Now back out with Peltier. Joined the Panthers late, didn't get the full pre-season, takes a late hit off Cornish as well. But here come the Panthers again, down the left-hand side. Was that offside? Not called. Ferreira, forehand, backhand, chance out in front, and the Sheffield Steelers through Lehman have to cover well, and it was youngster Ben Morgan, who I think just got the puck caught in his feet for a second, as Myers drove the net.
Great work by the Panthers to drive to the net to get a shot. Nelson in there for the rebound, and Lehman standing his ground, no problem holding on to it for the face-off. Both goalies getting some shots on him early. Dave, that'll make him feel comfortable.
All goalies want to see the puck, don't they, Nick? Big lines out again for the second time of the night. Just over 2.5 minutes gone in this first period. It's still the Steelers nil, the Panthers nil. There's Shepherd, the former Basingstoke Bison, gets it down the right-hand side to Talbot. Stick work from Myers. Shot comes in, deflected as well. It came from Shepherd and deflected, I believe, by Ashley Tate. Dewin, quick pass out to McCaslin, top of the circle, takes the shot. Lehman manages to get a grip of it. But a good chance coming at both ends there, Nick. Firstly, for the Sheffield Steelers, Shepherd shot onto Tate, and secondly, then Nottingham at the other end. Face-off win Steelers. They'll come with Jonathan Phillips through the middle, right into the body of Shane Johnson. He'll just get a little bit of it. Not a lot. Huge hit coming through late from Ryan Finnerty, but he passes up the puck to Moline. Goes out, I think, to what? No, it was Shepherd. And Shepherd takes first shot, takes a second shot. They got a bit deflected as well. Finnerty goes in, Shepherd in the corner. Munn gets some good stick onto it as well. And now Lehman and Thomas have to decide who's going to get it out. Only falls to Peltier. Peltier, a weak shot, but just gets it right in front of the Sheffield Steelers goal. Steelers clear the zone and just manage to grab some breath.
Good work by the Nottingham Panthers, cycling the puck down low and keeping possession of the puck, Dave.
That Peltier looks like he can skate a little bit to me. He looks very, very mobile. At the other end, it's Mark Thomas. Thomas tries to get the puck down the middle to Jason Hewitt. And there's a man free on the far side. It's Shepherd all alone. Top of the circle, takes a shot. Deflected Mark Thomas. High, wide.
And almost into the pool.
And almost into the pool. I think you and I will have to get down into that little hot tub a little bit later.
Maybe a bit later on. Great hit there in the corner on Shepherd, and the puck gets deflected over the glass.
Face-off win again for the Sheffield Steelers. Manzano's backhand looking for Warrentate, and the Panthers let the puck come all the way back out into the neutral zone when Schmier gets a bit of it to Matt Myers. GB international Matt Myers playing his 4th season for the Nottingham Panthers. Sheffield keeping it on the wall, and there's a chance here of a breakout with Cornish. He's got Hewitt, it's Cornish and Hewitt, he takes the shot! And did he hit the post or did the save? Came, high stick comes in, whistle blows.
And we got a penalty coming up. Sorry, Dave, no, you were right, it was high stick.
Yeah, I think it was a high stick there, but Cornish.
Great 2-on-1 opportunity here for the Steelers with a mix-up. And Cornish going in and rifling up. It was a great save, actually. Great save on the play.
Quick glove, Rovniak, quick glove. Panthers struggling to win at the face-offs at the moment. The Sheffield Steelers having the better in the face-off circle. And it's Ashley Tate. The man out in front was Joey Talbot. Dougie Shepherd wasn't too far behind him. Stancock gets hit by Tate. But it's the Panthers now that rotate with Danny Myers. Only into the neutral zone. Joey Talbot. Rink wide to Dougie Shepherd. And Dougie Shepherd takes it down, just chips the puck in. Steelers try and get some penetration in the offensive zone. And out comes Talbot again. Finds it in his feet. Back out to Tate. Can he find Shepherd? No, he takes the shot. Rovniak makes the second save. And it's Stancock again who forces him, or forces the net off its moorings. And that first line comes with some speed and some skill, doesn't it? That Shepherd line.
And Dave, you know, I talked a little bit earlier about how Nottingham were keeping the puck in possession in the offensive zone, cycling it down low, not throwing it away, not making blind passes, rolling around, and then actually getting the chance to step out into the slot and get the shot away.
Talbot versus Mark Richardson in the face-off circle. A lot of pressure on young Mark Richardson, a first-line centre this year, following his move from the Cardiff Devils. But he's playing with two very experienced players. Here's Ashley Tate, puck out again, Shepherd, he just found on it. Dejanay gets a bit, but he gets taken off him. And this time, it is Jewin and McCaslin. And what great work defensively from the Sheffield Steelers with Dejanay to rob Jewin of the puck. Perhaps he should have fed McCaslin a little bit earlier. We'll have a second look at that, I'm sure, in a minute. Dejanay chips one off the boards. Dejanay showing his speed. When I saw Jewin free, I thought he was free. Here, though, is McCaslin. Takes a shot, and it was Richardson through traffic, right into the body of Jody Lehman. 5.5 minutes gone. We're scoreless at the House of Steel here. Steelers 0, Panthers 0.
Here we have the Panthers taking advantage of a giveaway. PC drew in almost 1-on-0, but great back checking by the Sheffield Steelers. Dejanay there.
Finnerty versus Shepherd in the circle. Deep in the Nottingham Panthers offensive zone. One's going to get it on his forehand, get some good stick onto it. He gets it down to Shane Johnson, making his re-debut, if you like, for the Steelers this evening. Finnerty loses it. I think the puck that bounced off the boards, gets back into Shepherd off a nice little one-time pass from Moline. Wallenberg can't quite collect as Finnerty tries to bring it out. No penalty called, even though the stick was wrapped around him. Here's young Ben Morgan, playing for his first year with the Sheffield Steelers. He's a scimitar as Wallenberg gets a shot in. Puck's deflected, but Jody Lehman was looking above him. It was nowhere near him, fortunately. And now the captain, Jonathan Phillips, breaks out. Down the left-hand side is Johnson. Phillips on the drop pass to Morgan. He's going to have a great chance. Gets taken down, and he took the shot. And he gets sticked away from Ravniak. Still with the Steelers. It's with Finnerty. He tries to cycle back to Morgan. Takes a shot. Ravniak's body. Loose puck. Johnson should have scored, perhaps. But now the Panthers break down the right-hand side. Good opportunity there for Shane Johnson. Just 7 minutes into his debut. Puck now in the defensive zone with Munn, and he kind of fanned on it, but he was lucky the puck hit the back of the net. And the Steelers tried to regather as both teams get a line change. Third unit out for the Steelers and also for the Nottingham Panthers. They'll come with Ferrara hard. And now Myers and Levers, of course, re-signed from the Belfast Giants. And Dave Matzos going with 5D. And I'm going to tell you right now, Morgan's found himself in a couple of good offensive opportunities, Nick, but the youngster is just making his way back, as I think icing will be called here. No icing waved off. Then icing is called. Young Ben Morgan, let's just talk about him. The youngster from the Sheffield Scimitars, with no Rod Savage for the Sheffield Steelers tonight. David Matzos wants to rotate 5 defensemen. He's had a good scoring chance, but he's going up against some men, isn't he?
He is going up against some big boys out there. And the icing call there on the touch icing. I'm a big fan of touch icing, Dave. It brings back, it makes the defenseman have to think about the play. It brings a lot of speed into the play as well. And that, unfortunately, that time it gets called all the way back for icing.
Here's a match of lines. The third line of the Steelers against the big line of the Panthers, and it's the Richardson-McCaslin line. We drew in, and there's the chance. Just waiting for that little snapshot. But the third unit for the Panthers, as a big hit comes in on Warren Tate, but can Tate do enough to clear the zone? Well, he can get it to Hewitt, and Hewitt gets it to Cornish, and now Cornish will chip it in, and the Steelers will get a change and come as the Panthers take it behind Rovniak's goal. And it's with big Ryan Schmier. We haven't seen the Schmier-Cornish contest yet. We expect to see that a little bit later.
We hope to see that later.
We hope to see that. I've got my best Harry Carpenter voice on ready for that. Dougie Shepherd, ring wide pass. Here's Ashley Tate, who's just in front of him. It's Joey Talbot. He's a hard-working player. Talbot tries to get the puck out to Shepherd. Doesn't quite do so. Tate still got it. Tries to knock it back. Only as far as the Steelers D with Manzano. And Manzano then gets the possession again into the offensive zone. Panthers will clear. And they do clear, but only as far as Thomas. Thomas goes ring wide. Now it's Shepherd. He's found some space. He gets it to Talbot. Puck just never fell nicely for him. And Talbot's pass was intercepted by Druin again. Puck out of the crowd. Whistle blows.
You know, Dave, I was a little bit concerned at the beginning of the game, as the Sheffield Steelers do have a couple of guys out, but they're throwing everyone out there and rotating quite quick on the shifts, and I think that's keeping the Panthers on the back foot.
Well, it's interesting because on Sunday night, the Sheffield Steelers travelled down to, this is that chance again.
That little bobble, Talbot had a great chance, and the puck just took a little bobble off of his up over his stick, and he couldn't quite get good connection on it.
Shepherd gets kicked out of the circle, which means Wallenberg will come in for the face-off against Finnerty. Finnerty's going to be trying to get it back to Dejanay. He does just that. Don't you like it when a good claim comes off? Here's Finnerty again. He's got Phillips just in front of him, and Phillips skates so quick, and he's so good on his feet. And Phillips, as Johnson takes, I think it was Peltier down. Good work by the Steelers, keeping good puck possession, but the Panthers through Stancock hit hard. Now it's Wallenberg. He'll get to forehand, but he can't clear his zone, only as far as Dejanay. There's a battle going on in front of the net there with Ryan Finnerty. Big hit again from Stancock, playing his second spell with the Nottingham Panthers. This is good work by the Steelers, keeping puck possession with Finnerty and Phillips. And the Panthers are just whacking and hacking there with Wallenberg. And now the Panthers with Stancock will come out of it after all that. And they could have an odd man rush here if they're not careful. And the Panthers come forward. Drop pass to Shepherd. Great stick work again, Dejanay. Dejanay will come for a change as Nielsen will knock the puck forward only as far as Wallenberg gets it out to Myers. Myers is looking for Moline, sorry. And now Ben Morgan again will try and clear the puck. Shot comes in, second shot comes in, and Hewitt's got a clear. And it's young Ben Morgan has been caught out just a little bit in his first Sheffield Steelers Nottingham Panthers game. Matsos continuing to run his full five defencemen.
Yeah, not a place you want to give the puck away and go down in your zone like that.
Well, sometimes as a forward, you can kind of get away with it down there, can't you? Munn just down the boards looking for some options. Collected by Ferreira. Munn again making his presence felt as Myers will come off for a line change. Schmier into neutralised territory, but robbed off him by Shepherd. Shepherd's going to get a scoring chance here. Takes the shot. Rovniak with the save. Whistle blows. We're going to have our first penalty of the night. Coming in at 9:45. It's going to go the way of the Nottingham Panthers.
That's right. And Shepherd just using his quick wheels here, driving around, causing that Nottingham Panther to just draw his stick across him and get that little tug. And again, the zero tolerance. You just can't have that. It's a 2-minute minor for hooking.
So with Danny Myers in the penalty box on a hooking minor, the Sheffield Steelers have their first power play of the night, and it's Ian Manzano on the puck to Dougie Shepherd, and Dougie Shepherd comes out. The free man is Dejanay, but excellent stick work by the Panthers. Clear down to Jody Lehman's zone. Danny Myers, the GB international defenseman, the 2-minute hooking call. That penalty on Dougie Shepherd. You can't put a stick on any guy now, but here come the Steelers on the power play with Talbot. Makes a nice move as far as Shepherd, looking for some options and just rims the puck round the boards, looking for Ashley Tate. Finds Tate, Tate to Shepherd again. So to Talbot again. It is Joey Talbot. Shepherd, Talbot and Tate, very close proximity of one another, and the Panthers are doing a pretty good job keeping them out of a good scoring chance. But here is Shepherd. He's looking for Manzano, who's sunk low. Couldn't quite find Talbot at the back door, and the Panthers will clear, get a good line change as well, and Corey Nielsen and Ryan Schmier will take over the defensive duties with Wallenberg and Moline, the two penalty killers. 1 minute of the 2-minute power play has expired as the Sheffield Steelers come down the right-hand side. Now they decide to come down the middle with Dejanay. Dejanay pulls a move left and right, goes to Jonathan Phillips. Phillips takes the puck into the corner, out to the slot, now to Dejanay. Dejanay takes a shot through traffic, intercepted though, and now the Panthers will break, and the Steelers again get good stick as Corey Nielsen it was who was outside. Now here's Wallenberg, goes forehand backhand, takes the puck behind the goal of Jody Lehman. He's looking for some options. There's a man out in front. Now it's Moline, top of the circle. Rips one, takes the deflection over the goal of Lehman. Good penalty kill by the Nottingham Panthers. The two Swedes, Moline and Wallenberg, did a great job. Moline is still out there, skates so well Moline. Here's Finnerty, he's got Cornish to his right, he takes Cornish. 5 seconds left on the power play. It's been just one continual shift as the Nottingham Panthers can clear, but only as far as Munn, as the Nottingham Panthers and Myers are at full strength, and a scoring chance this time for Finnerty, right at close range. Back to Thomas, picks the puck up, through traffic, Cornish gets a bit of it. It's caught up in the body of the Nottingham Panthers defenceman. and the whistle blows. I wouldn't say it was the greatest power play in the world. Sheffield couldn't get quality puck possession in the offensive zone, Nick.
And especially when Nottingham had that little chance, they took 30 seconds off the clock just by keeping the puck busy down in Sheffield's end. But they did get a couple of shots on net, to no avail though.
Two third units out as the puck drops there. Good face-off win for Levers, and Stancock will bring the puck out. Right-handed shot defenseman down the left-hand side to Myers. Chips it into the opposite corner. Ferreira gets there first, taken out of the play a little bit by Moy. Nice play back out to Myers, and Myers had 2 bites of the cherry there. Lehman made the first save, the second deflected over him. Good puck for Levers.
Got another penalty call. There we get the shot on net and the rebound. Goes over the corner. I think we get a call from hit from behind on.
He hit from behind and he hit him a little late, didn't he? I remember a guy in Sheffield used to wear 18. He always used to hit that late. Do you remember that guy, Nick?
I don't.
No.
Oh, I only hit late because I was so slow to try and get
That's
there.
what I meant. Power play time then for the Nottingham Panthers. Steelers 0 for 1 on the power play. Can the Panthers do better? They've got a lot of skill as well. Sheffield have killed penalty pretty well this season, but it is the Panthers, and they've got the Moline-Wallenberg line out there with McCaslin. And here is Wallenberg. Moline, look at the quick puck movement. Puck out in front there. Sheffield get there with Shepherd. And now they've got a 2-on-1 if they play it well, but Moline's got great speed. Here's Shepherd again, looks out in front, and puck just goes past Rovaniak's goal. And the Sheffield Steelers 2 forwards come for a change. Out comes Phillips and Finnerty, and the Panthers, with 30 seconds gone on their 2-man advantage, chip the puck into the corner. Who's going to get there first? Young Ben Morgan. Blimey, he is getting a regular shift out there. Puck goes across from Dewing to Nielsen. Back to Dewing, he has a howitzer, gets a shot, gets deflected. You see what I mean? If you get a bit of traffic on it, loose puck out in front. Only as far as Moline again. Dewing wants it. He has the trigger cocked. Watch out for him. Moline instead fakes the pass to Wallenberg. Where it's coming now. Well, the penalty coming back in on the play. And it's going to be a 5-on-3 power play for the Panthers as the Sheffield Steelers take their second penalty.
And I think it's a slashing play coming up here.
It's Jonathan Phillips that makes his way to the penalty box at 13-18 in this first period.
Dave, the no-no of no-nos is to get a penalty. When you're on the power play, you're going to give the Nottingham Panthers a 2-man advantage now for another minute, or unless they score.
Just watch how the Panthers play this. Look who they've got out on the ice, Nick. They've got Nielsen and Dewing, who are going to be playing the points. And then they've got the 2 silky Swedes. They're going to have Moline and Wallenberg, and one of my favourite players in the league, Sean McCaslin, who is going to be at centre. This is as good as it can get for the Nottingham Panthers.
It is, Dave, and they've got to keep things nice and smooth and try not to force a play. Wait for the right opportunity and let her rip.
Dewing to Nielsen. Nielsen has a howitzer. Back to Dewing. Back to Nielsen. Goes low. Moline. Chance out in front. Big chance. Big save. Jody Lehman. And it was Wallenberg who had the big chance, and it was Lehman who stood tall, but still puck possession. McCaslin into the body. And now Warren Tate will get there. Backhand. Can he clear the zone? No, he can't. Will the puck clear? No, it won't. It's only as far as Nielsen to Dewing. To Nielsen on a one-timer. Lehman again denies.
Great save.
Puck in the corner with Moline. Moline back out to Nielsen. Nielsen to Dewing. 20 seconds on the 5-on-3. Wallenberg loses it in the corner. Sheffield stands still. They control their zone well. Back out to Nielsen. Takes it in the skates. Lines one up. Back to Dewing. They're getting closer and closer. They're sinking lower and lower, the Sheffield Steelers. And the puck clears the zone into neutralised territory. 5 seconds on the 5-on-3. Still out there with Dewing. Dewing's going to look for Nielsen. Nielsen on a one-timer. It's wide. Second bite to the rebound. Moline's got a chance out in front.
Puck is still free.
Sheffield Steelers clear the zone. One man back on the ice for the Sheffield Steelers. Ashley Tate hits the blue line. Takes a shot. Gets deflected. And the Nottingham Panthers will now just have a moment to just try and perhaps get a different unit out there with just 40 seconds left on the 5-on-4. Here comes Peltier. Peltier's got Jim Shepherd one way, but he misses him out. It's still Peltier taken into the corner. And young Ben Morgan is still out there. We're going to have a look to see if Sheffield have lost a defenseman, another defenseman already. Sheffield can't clear the zone though. It's with Mark Richardson with 20 seconds left on the power play. Mark Richardson again. Nottingham Panthers with Shepherd. Shepherd gets it out to Myers. It's still Shepherd. Puck goes through traffic into a corner. Can Tay get there first? No, he can't. Peltier can. Last 10 seconds of the penalty. Good work by Ashley Tay. Can't clear. Peltier has another blast. Oh, it cuts a bit of Lehman and deflected into the corner. Steelers now clear. Oh, and if Tay could have controlled, they might have had a 2-on-2 as Phillips came out. Sheffield don't lose control of the puck. It's going to be Richardson. He takes a slash right on his stick as well. Steelers clear the zone with a hand. It's all hands on deck for the Sheffield Steelers as the Panthers come in waves. It's Dougie Shepherd. It's Jim Shepherd. Jim Shepherd tries to get the puck on net. Only as far as Stancock. Stancock gets a low shot that Manzano clears into neutralised territory. Ashley Tate in the corner. But it's all Panthers at the moment. They're carrying the momentum from the power play. Can Myers pick up on this loose puck? No, he can't. And the Sheffield Steelers will get a change. The Panthers don't want to change. They've got momentum. Shot comes in on Jody Lehman from the blue line. Jody catches it, and Sheffield and me, Nick, will catch our breath.
You take a little bit of a breather there, Dave. The Nottingham Panthers having a 2-man advantage, then a 1-man advantage. The Sheffield Steelers managing to kill them both. Nottingham coming right back at them. And you got to say, Lehman is standing on his head right now. He's having an absolute great game. Making save after save and killing that 2-man advantage for the Sheffield Steelers. I know they're going to be tired and trying to get the oxygen into the body, but it will give them a bit of a lift this early on in the game. 4 minutes to go. They've killed the 2-on-2. Now back to full strength. And Lehman, he's got his head together now. Dave, you all right? You calm down, buddy?
Yeah, I think the blood pressure is coming back. Peltier and Nielsen, they're looking for the puck, but they need a face-off win to get it, so they don't get it, and the Steelers do. Jonathan Phillips looks to come down the middle, and he does with Finnerty. Nice little touch there by Shane Johnson. Finnerty comes with speed around the outside of Peltier. Gets a loose puck just out in front of, and intercepted by Phillips. The Panthers really turned over there deep in their defensive zone. Won't be happy about that, but they'll skate 3-on-2 if they play this one right, and it's Myers down the left-hand side. Matt Myers takes a hit off Mark Thomas. Good work from Thomas, but it's still Myers. He's got guilty chance in front, and he's got silky hands, Matt Myers, and he tried to get the puck up and just couldn't lift it above the body of Jody Lehman. Myers gets a change as Peltier gets the puck down the right-hand side, and the Panthers come again. Myers chips it in, only as far as Lehman. Lehman gets enough of it to knock it towards Shane Johnson. Can Johnson find Talbot? He looks for him and finds Talbot. Talbot chips it into the corner, or chips it into Rovniak, and then goes to get it. Rovniak feeds Myers, Myers feeds Schmier, and Talbot robs him of the puck. Turnover again for the Steelers. Here's Dougie Shepherd, he's looking for some options. Takes a wrist shot, gets deflected into the corner. McCaslin's going to come out with the puck, finds PC Druin on a one-time pass to Richardson. Richardson will collect and hits the red line. Gets taken out of the play by Ben Morgan. Morgan does a sterling job there, and then gets hit late by McCaslin. McCaslin on the kid. Now Richardson goes out to McCaslin right out in front. Second bite of the cherry for PC Druin. It's still there with Stancock, and it's still all Panthers at the moment, and that all stems from the hit on from McCaslin on young Ben Morgan. We'll see if there's any ramifications from that as Talbot tries to pick up on a bouncing puck, and he can't do so. 2.5 minutes left, first period. Steelers get a little bit of a puck on a bouncing, bobbling puck for the Panthers, but the Panthers still with good puck possession. Sheffield might have had the start of the first 5 minutes, and here we go now. Steedman and McCaslin. And this is all because McCaslin went after the young British kid, and Munn hits with one right, then with the second right. They're holding on here. McCaslin throws a right of his own and makes contact. McCaslin seems to have got the right free where Munn doesn't have at the moment. McCaslin with an uppercut and a right over the top. Munn throws a right of his own, now throws a left, now throws an uppercut, then throws an uppercut again, and McCaslin goes to his knees. And I think Steve Munn looks at his own bench and says, come on. McCaslin hit the kid.
Munn was taking, he was taking, not retribution, but like you said, there was a big rock there, and Munn,
that's the hit right there.
And Morgan had his head down. McCaslin rocked his world.
Bang.
I gotta say, I don't find anything too wrong with that hit, Dave. I mean, he did have his head turned. He just played the puck away. But Munn then decided, you know what, I'm not going to have one of the young British guys who's been working his socks off for the last 18 minutes rock like that. He steps up to the plate. and sends a message to the Nottingham Panthers.
Another thing, the Sheffield Steelers have been dominated in the last 5 or 10 minutes by the Nottingham Panthers. Perhaps Steve Munn was saying to his team, come on, this is how I'm going to get you going as well. Let's get some momentum back into this game, some energy into the Sheffield Steelers, because the Panthers have had the jump on them in the last 5 minutes.
Exactly. There's a lot of talk about how physical the game can be, and there's no need for senseless violence in the game, but sometimes a fight is very strategic and used in the right way to get the momentum going towards you. Like you say, Nottingham have been dominating for the last 10 minutes.
There was no way at all that I felt that the Nottingham Panthers were going to get away with that hit on Morgan. I felt the Steelers would come after them. They have. You'll see the penalties in a moment. There's Jewin in the penalty box, I believe, on a misconduct. So the 2 5-minute penalties then against Munn and McCausland. 2:07 to go then in this first period. An action-packed first period. We've had fights, we've had hits, we've had shots, we've had saves. We just haven't had a goal yet.
Not yet, Dave, but I'm sure one is on its way.
Finity in the face-off circle with Shepherd. Face-off win, and Shepherd might just get to this, but Mark Thomas it is who just chips one off the boards as far as Finity is concerned. 2 minutes in this first period remaining as Steelers try and get the puck forward, only as far as Moline though, and Moline gives it to Peltier.
And Dave, all those penalties that we just saw, they're going to cancel each other out, so there's going to be no man advantage to either side. It's 5-on-5.
And that's good refereeing from Murray Hansen. You've got to let the players make the decisions in this game and let the players, you know, score the goals and win the game. Don't let the referee have a decision in it. And that was a fair fight. 2 grown men fighting. Nobody got hurt there. And no lives were lost, Nick, there, as the Panthers come down.
Someone won a bet, on whether or not there was going to be a fight.
Yeah, I thought they'd be scrapping the first 5 minutes. I didn't think it was those two. Thomas has just a little bit of lack of concentration there, and he was loose just trying to rim the puck around the defensive zone. Took a deflection, popped out in front of Jody Lehman. We've seen a lot of Jody Lehman tonight, Nick.
We have. He's faced a lot of rubber already, but I think he was talking to Paul Thompson earlier on that Coventry hit them with an awful lot of pucks over the weekend as well, and I think he's a goalie that thrives on it.
It's bouncing in the arena. The Panthers fans in their replica shirts, yellow and black. The Steelers as well, but the puck's out with Peltier. Big shot comes in. Goal for the Nottingham Panthers! And it's found the way, I believe. It's Matt Myers' goal. Coming at 18:45, the shot from the point. Deflected by Myers, traffic in front of Jody Lehman, and Lehman is beaten at last by Matt Myers.
Matt Myers celebrating there off the draw, it comes back to the point. Shot comes in from Nelson, which is what you have to do, hit the net. And then I think it may have taken a deflection up over Jody Lehman, who went down. Looks like someone may have come across Lehman as well. He was sitting there on one pad, but nonetheless, the Panthers are up 1-0.
And Jody Lehman couldn't see it. It's Ashley Tate out in front. Can Tate level? No, he can't. Shot just wide. Got a deflection. Big hit coming in on Ashley Tate. As well, the Steelers with Tate and Shepherd, and it's still Tate. Tate is a wrecking machine right now, and he's been taken out. No penalty call. To the goal scorer Myers as Talbot comes in. Nothing done. Now the Panthers into the last minute of this opening period. Mike Ellis will feel his team deserve that 1-0 lead. Shepherd taken out. Here goes Ashley Tate again. Tate looks down the left-hand side. Talbot can't quite control. Stancock on the backhand, but he cuffs the puck up to Stancock. And now it's Levers, but again, he can't quite control either. And he just chips the puck into the neutralised territory where it's picked up by Dejanay. And Dejanay tried to get the puck forward, he couldn't. It's Danny Myers. The 2 Myers in the Nottingham Panthers team, not related, Danny and Matt. Pat down the left-hand side to Moline. Dejanay got there first, chipped into the neutral zone. Dougie Shepherd hacking and whacking down there as the final 5 seconds of this first period. And Nick, it's been an eventful first period. As I said, we'd had shots, saves, fights. I said we hadn't got a goal, but then the Panthers have scored the only goal. And I think the actual neutral in the audience here this evening, not that you can really have a neutral in a Steelers-Panthers game, would say maybe, just maybe, the Panthers edged that. Certainly the possession they had after the 5-on-3. Second period coming up. We'll be back after the break. Welcome back to the Hallam FM Arena. It's the Sheffield Steelers and the Nottingham Panthers in the Be My Baby Elite League. 1-0 to the Panthers after one. Nick, your thoughts?
Great opening period, Dave. Had everything that we wanted. A nice little fight, a great goal, some great power play killing by both teams, and 1-0 heading into the second, and still everything all to play for. Both teams kind of, it is the beginning of the season. Both teams feeling each other out. Nottingham having with some great possession and great puck movement.
Second period then underway here at the House of Steel. It's Corey Nielsen for the Nottingham Panthers. He goes across to big Ryan Schmeer, and the Panthers looking to extend that lead that Matt Myers gave them just a couple of minutes before the first period break. Ashley Tate goes for the long outreach pass. Didn't manage to find his anticipated target, which was Doug Shepherd. Here's Ashley Tate. He just rips one over the shoulder of Rovniak.
He's got such a great shot coming in on the off wing, like we talked about earlier in the first period.
And he gets it away so quickly as well, doesn't he? Gets it away so quickly. Panthers just move the puck forward through the middle. Thomas gets it forward. Here come the Steelers again with Talbot. Lets one go just past the blocker side of Rovniak. Shepherd first to the corner. Out comes Thomas. Out comes Dejanay this time. Picks up the pass off Talbot. Shepherd will get to the loose puck first. Nielsen hammers him into the corner. Puck goes past Dougie Shepherd. It's Jim Shepherd, outlet pass.
Sheffield not really getting the support down low in their offensive zone there. I said they were cycling the puck earlier good in the first period, but they're kind of guys standing off the puck, Dave.
Didn't seem first to the puck, and there wasn't the movement around it, was there? No options.
Not that you expect a team with such good speed like the Sheffield Steelers have. You want them buzzing around, especially within the first minute of the second period, to get a little bit of momentum. So.
Face off in the offensive zone then for the Steelers. Can they create some offense? Their second unit out. Shepherd gets kicked out of the circle. Wallenberg comes in his place. Face-off win for the Sheffield Steelers. Back as far as Manzano takes the puck. Went through traffic as well. Here's Morgan again. Takes another late hit, and Morgan again straight into the action here. We'll have to see if we can get a feed whether any of the Sheffield Steelers defensemen are injured, because Morgan getting a huge amount of ice time. A lot of faith in him by David Matzos. Puck down behind Robin Hook's goal. Phillips goes and gets it and comes out with it on his backhand side. He looks for an option, gets the cycle going as far as Finnerty. Johnson's an option. He tries to move Stancock out of the way. Finnerty said, no, can't go down that side, I'll try the other side, but the Panthers outnumber them down low, and the Panthers now with Stancock. No, Johnson robs Stancock off the loose puck, and now it falls to Jonathan Phillips. The Steelers got puck possession, but they're being kept out in the wide areas as we hit the 2-minute mark in the second period. Out comes Finnerty. Nice play by Finnerty. Manzano gets the shot away. Good stop again from Ravignac. And now the Panthers clear down the middle.
Great play by the Sheffield Steelers. Like I mentioned earlier on, that good puck possession and getting it out into the high slot for the shot from the point.
Wallenberg leaves it for Moline. Wallenberg was taken down just after his pass. Here is Moline. Gets it back out. It's on to Nielsen. Takes a shot. Lehman gets a bit of it. Only deflected to Shepherd. Manzano will finish on a hit. Wallenberg will perhaps come in for a bit of support. Manzano's got to be careful he doesn't pick up a penalty. Wallenberg intercepted, and the Sheffield Steelers were just clear through the neutral zone.
Both teams changing up, get a bit of fresh blood, and we have the touch-up for the icing call.
So many of you at home on your settees, drinking your teas and coffees, and you're wondering what the hell is icing? Nick, what the hell is icing?
Well, it's when you have the puck, you're in your defensive zone, which is, or sorry, your defensive half. that side of the red line. The puck goes over the red line and over the thin red line at the opponent's end without going through the crease or touching any other player. And then when the defensive player from the Nottingham Panthers touch the puck, then it's an icing call. We get the face-off all the way back down into the Sheffield Steelers' end.
Do you understand that, folks?
It's so much easier when you know it, but it's so hard to say it.
It's like explaining to your wife offside in football, isn't it? It's hard to do. Face-off win for the Panthers. They get it back to Nielsen. He kind of just fakes a little move, and Morgan it is again, who chips one around the boards. As far as Cornish, who into the neutral zone. Bang! Big hit comes in. This time from Jonathan Phillips. No penalty called by referee Murray Hansen. And the Panthers, with Richardson, gets taken out of the play by Manzano. We're going to have a penalty coming up. It's going to be against the Steelers. It's going to be against Ian Manzano, and a hooking call coming in at 2:57, and Manzano goes to the penalty box.
The Nottingham Panthers have been quite calm and collected in the beginning of this period. You can see, well, not quite too sure about that call.
Yeah, a little weak call there. Any stick on the player, though, he's getting called these days. Panthers put their power play line out with McCaslin, Moline and Wallenberg. And it's going to be Myers and Nielsen. Face-off win for all the Panthers. They get it back. Through that Nielsen. Bang! Hammers the puck right against the Sheffield Steelers player. Comes all the way back to Rovniak. Looks to go forehand. Goes backhand instead.
And nothing annoys your team more than anything when you have a power play to do something like that, bang it into the defensive team. The puck takes a bounce all the way down, and you basically cleared the zone yourself.
Mark Thomas on his backhand, only clears as far as Nielsen. Hammers one on the forehand, goes right through traffic, goes through the crease. Ashley Tate gets a bit of it, but he can't clear the zone. Good work from the Panthers. They keep it in. Steelers eventually get it back out again. Steelers have killed 40 seconds of the Panthers' one-man advantage as Moline finds Wallenberg, fires one straight into the chest of Lehman. Quick hands by the two Swedes, Moline to Wallenberg, and Wallenberg let a ripper go.
These guys have been great on the power play, Dave, tonight. They move the puck so well, and they can also get it off the stick fast. But with a guy like Lehman, you hit him in the breadbasket, he's not going to leave any rebounds, which I say you got to start going for down low into the corners. Go for his pads, try and get a rebound up into the blocker, and then start crashing the net.
Ron Schmier taking a shift up front. He's been playing D all game. Perhaps on the power play, they're looking to plant him right in front of Jody Lehman. Let's see where he goes. Look, he's trying to get in front of Lehman now. That's the big man just in front of the goal. His name is Schmier. He's a huge man, and you wouldn't want to move him. Here's Shepherd. Richardson. Good work by the Sheffield Steelers. They managed to clear the puck through the neutral zone. And have they got a chance of a breakaway? Penalty on the delayed play against the Nottingham Panthers, and it looks like we're going to have
got a misconduct.
A misconduct as well.
For diving, I think.
It's Talbot for diving rather than Shepherd for hooking. Let's see this again, Nick.
Well, you know what? I got to say I like that call. I know it's a no tolerance in the league, but a player has got to keep fighting through those opportunities. You know, you've got to keep your legs going. You've got to keep going, and it looked like he did. Just let him go, and I'd say it was about an 8 out of 10, I think.
James Oliver and Christopher Dean would have been proud of that one, perhaps.
I think so.
Misconduct penalty then against Joey Talbot. He's the player on the left-hand side there. Ian Manzano to his left on our right-hand side. A 5-on-3 Nottingham power play. They had one in the first period, and it was that 5-on-3. Whilst no goal came from it, it was where the momentum came. Here's Moline. Comes with speed. McCaslin just behind him. It is McCaslin. He'll look for Nielsen, perhaps. No, goes to Stancock instead. Still with Stancock. Stancock will come to Nielsen because he's got the hammer. He fakes out inside as well. Puck loose out in front. Only as far as Nielsen, right-handed shot. Wallenberg, Nielsen on a one-timer kicked away Lehman. Only as far as Stancock, 25 seconds left on the 5-on-3. Stancock, Nielsen, Stancock one-timer, took a deflection. There's a chance when that deflection happens, because Moline then had just a little bit more time. McCaslin again, out to Moline. 12 seconds on the 5-on-3. Stancock, McCaslin fakes to Wallenberg. Wallenberg holds on the puck, goes back to Nielsen. Shot comes in, big shot as well. I think that might have hit
I
the
think
crossbar.
Lehman actually got a glove on that, David. Right now, Scott Talbot's back on the ice, 5-on-4. But I think Lehman did get a piece of that. I think it was a great glove save.
It's 5-on-4. It was Manzano who came out, and here goes Nielsen. Nielsen over the blue line. Panthers with 50 seconds of 5-on-4 power play. Good puck possession by the Panthers, but can they get some good traffic in front of Jody Lehman? Look at Schmier, right in front of Jody Lehman. Keep your eyes on him. Shepherd with the puck. Johnson goes into a corner, pushes his man off the puck. Good work by the Sheffield Steelers. The puck came out of the offensive zone. That is offside. If you see that big blue line, and we'll keep an eye on Matt Myers, but if the puck goes over that blue line and back in again, as we just cut to Schmier, who's having a little bit of afters with the Sheffield Steelers captain.
There are a little bit of words, I
Jonathan
think,
Phillips.
a little bit of frustration being built up there by Nottingham. Nottingham have had really good possession building up to on the play. They had this little bit of fumble here. It's gone outside of the blue line. That means that all of the attacking players, the guys in black from Nottingham, have got to exit the zone before you re-attack. And again, the puck's got to go over that line before any attacking player. The blue line basically represents the last man back in football. You can kind of put it like that, eh, Dave?
I'll have to explain that one to my wife to see if she can explain
Okay,
it.
all right.
Lehman comes out behind his own net. Thomas it is who just hammers the puck out. Still with Stancock now. Stancock's got a little bit of time. He's got Peltier one way. Decides to go the other option though. Panthers still on the power play for another 10 seconds. Nottingham, good possession. Schmier's out in front. Good work from Thomas. Mark Thomas just forcing his man back. Now with Shepherd. And the Steelers are at full strength as Shepherd takes a wrist shot. Lehman got a bit of it. And it is Jonathan Phillips who clears into the neutral zone. We're back 5-on-5.
Great kill by the Sheffield Steelers. As I said, Nottingham had great puck possession and great build-up on the power play chances, but they just couldn't get that last pass away, and a good shot on that. We've got a penalty call coming up, Dave.
Sheffield shoots, Sheffield score, Ryan Finnerty on a delayed penalty against the Panthers. Finnerty has just rattled one past Rovignac, and at 26-21, we are tied here, and this is going to cause some controversy with the Nottingham Panthers. The Panthers player's down, but it's the Panthers player that's going to get the penalty and misconduct for diving, just like we saw earlier on the Steelers. Watch that. Down, and the referee's arm off. That means the Steelers are on a delayed call, and Finnerty rattles one home.
And you got to say that is just a heck of a shot. He rattles it home up into the top far corner over the blocker of Rovignac.
A delayed penalty goal for the Sheffield Steelers, and the building has woken up a little bit. I hope you're getting the same feelings back at home. Still now with the third unit for the Sheffield Steelers. Excellent goal by Ryan Finnerty. He's just lifted this building. Peltier gets to a loose puck. As the Nottingham Panthers player down on the ice. Finnerty's goal has certainly got some momentum and some energy into the Steelers. And in the same way as we saw the Panthers with that energy at the end of the first period, Nottingham seemed to have it in the second session. Here's the Panthers goal scorer, Myers. Misses the hit from Dejanay. Munn's back on the ice after his 5-minute fighting penalty. And the Steelers will clear through into the neutral zone. Outlet pass from Hewitt. Tate couldn't quite control it. Rovignac puts his glove on it. And do you think, Nick, that Rovignac now is saying to his team, let's just calm things down a second? Because earlier in the period he didn't like the puck.
Exactly. Sheffield obviously have a little bit of momentum there. Getting that equalizing goal on that delayed penalty call. And they do have this little break in play. Rovignac holding on to the puck, getting the whistle, calming things down a little bit, and the Nottingham Panthers can regroup now.
A 95% saves percentage. The man on your screen there, Rovignac, 95%. I'll tell you what, it's hot and bothered up here in the arena. It's absolutely packed. Let's see what Paul Thompson has to think. Paul, your views?
Yeah, Dave, it's a great game. It's end-to-end, and you can see the momentum swung a little bit back into Sheffield's way again. So, you know, it's a feisty game, and people are getting involved, and, you know, they killed off a great 5-on-3 against their Sheffield, and you can see what Nottingham are trying to do. They're trying to tee up their two big one-timers and get pucks through, but it's a great game of hockey.
Paul, just a thought, Ben Morgan getting a lot of ice time. He's out on the ice now for the Sheffield Steelers. Matt Soshria, Tate in 5, two of them the young British defencemen. Your views on Morgan's ice time?
Well, you know, I think the kid's doing really well, and you know, he's on a two-way contract with the Sheffield Scimitars. He probably wouldn't have played a game with this pace before, and I think he's doing himself no harm at all. He's looking solid out there.
Pat, underway then. Just over 12.5 minutes remaining in this second period. Ian Manzano just tries to hand pass the puck out of the defensive zone. You're allowed to do that in the defensive zone. That's blue line to your goalie. You're not allowed to do it anywhere else. Steelers coming and offside. Nick, explain that offside rule to you. Go on, Nick, explain it again.
Okay, the way the Sheffield Steelers are attacking right now, they're attacking the Nottingham Panthers end, and basically the big blue line that represents their zone. The puck has got to precede that blue line before any player goes across that line. Like I said, it's basically like the last man back in a football game.
McCasland and Talbot in the face-off circle. This young Ben Morgan, we've talked so much about him. He had a couple of minutes when he looked a little flustered, but he's been pretty good since then. Turnover of play, and it was Morgan actually who got his stick in the way of the wrist shot of McCasland's, and the puck into the seated areas.
Actually a Sheffield giveaway.
There is Ben Morgan.
Right there,
and, do you remember when you were a youngster, Nick, and you were getting your first break in the game? That's how Ben Morgan feels now.
That was a long time ago, Dave.
Face off.
It's just tough getting the cobwebs off doing this right now.
Face off with Richardson. It was Peltier who got the puck out. Lehman helps it on its way. And the Sheffield Steelers come at speed as well. And they got the puck. And here we go with a bit of pushing and shoving. Right hand from Talbot. We've got Ashley Tate having a little bit of afters as well.
Talbot really coming in there, and I think he wants to make a statement right now, because there was no need to come in there and do that, but I think he's just trying to stir things up right now. Nottingham back on their back foot, making a mistake like that you don't want to do, and Talbot coming in and defending his guys.
And in fact, what we'll see here on the replay, Nick, is actually that Talbot's got the brakes on, and it's Stancock that comes in. He pushes Dougie Shepherd, and it's Talbot that stands up to Stancock and says, "Oh, you're not going to do that on Dougie Shepherd. He's a nice boy. He's done nothing to upset you." Joey Talbot, first year with the Sheffield Steelers, 4 years in Alaska. Played with his brother there last year and won a championship in Alaska as well.
A lot of ice up in Alaska, Dave.
If they can't play there, Nick, they can't play anywhere. Steelers managed to keep the battle of the third lines going here. It's the Jason Hewitt line, we'll call it, against the Matt Myers line. Thomas is being chased by Matt Myers and tries to finish a hit. Myers got rid of the puck first. Here's Warren Tate. He's the younger brother of Ashley Tate. Hewitt finishes and finishes hard. None gets taken down. Strong stick work, and here's Myers again. He'll try and get the puck up, but he couldn't. And the Sheffield Steelers will break 3-on-2, 4-on-2 as well. And it's with Jeremy Cornish. Cornish has got to be good with his distribution. Hewitt takes a shot. Ravignac got a bit of it, and it trickled wide. Here's Warren Tate. Tate tries to get it out to Jeremy Cornish. He tries to get his backside right in the way of Peltier. Couldn't do so. Thomas cut across. Here's Shepherd. Shepherd takes the shots right across the crease. Lehman got a bit of it. And the Panthers now with some possession.
Nice open game right now, David. Nice open. I like it when it goes end to end. And both these goalies right now are playing out of their skin.
Long outlet pass. It was aimed for Wallenberg, but as Dejanay touches the puck, we hit exactly the 9-minute mark. Icing is called all the way back. There is Randy Dejanay. Played for Paul Lady, the former Nottingham Panthers coach. Nick, you'll remember him. And they were together in Italy last year. Finity in the face-off circle with Dougie Shepherd. Jim Shepherd, sorry, my apologies. The big shot comes in right over the hand of the outstretched Ravignac. Manzano helps it on its way. Finity just tries to get his skate to it. Shane Johnson did a pretty good job for him there. Shane Johnson's first game since April.
Do you know, and you can really see how this guy's experience is coming in and helping these guys out right now.
And he's right in front of the net there, just trying to get a bit of, well, we used to say a bit of timber on it, but these sticks are made of anything but timber. Now it's the Panthers with Shepherd. He's got Moline one way. Takes a shot. Lehman denies. Shut the door on him. He's having none of it, Jody Lehman.
Great composed save, and he dealt with the rebound as well and shoved it in the corner.
Manzano clears to Phillips. Phillips goes, well, I think he was hoping a little bit there on that outlet pass, intercepted by the Panthers, and here come Nottingham. Penalty coming in the play. It's going to be against Phillips. The hook on Wallenberg.
Well, we can see Wallenberg, all he has to do is, again, just keep the feet going. Now, geez, you know...
Is there somebody with a rifle in this building?
You know, that, I mean, you could tell he felt he got tugged, and, you know, it kind of bugs me, Dave, because I think he went down a little bit too easy. You don't want to, take back this guy's fight and drive in this great game, which is to keep the legs pumping all the time. And I think he went down a little bit easy there.
I think Wallenberg, I think he pulled the wool over the referee's eyes a tad there. Anyway, back on power play time with the Nottingham Panthers. PC Druin, 71-77 Nielsen. Wallenberg just ahead of him. Important. It's special teams that win championships. Are the Panthers special teams going to win a championship? There's Nielsen, takes a shot. Oh, he got deflected and it just trickled past the post of Jody Lehman. Druin again. Wallenberg's out in front, so's Moline, with the Sheffield Steelers with Thomas clear.
Nottingham looks so great, Dave, the way they've got so much great experience out there on the ice, and the way they pass it and set it up, they're looking really hot. We've got something going on at the back here, though. Yeah,
well, Moline went down like a crumpled heap in front of Jody Lehman at the end of the last shift, and there's blood. You can see blood on the crease of Jody Lehman. So Jody Lehman will... Nottingham Panthers bench look anxious there as Moline leaves the ice. There's the blood, Nick.
Well, Dave, I didn't see quite what happened there, if it was a deflection or a stick. You know, it looked like the stick from one of the Sheffield Steelers may have ridden up and caught him.
Blood on the ice, and the referees will look to try and move that blood and clear the blood first before we get going again. I don't know also when Moline went down, Nick. He went down pretty face first, so whether he hit his face on the ice or not, I don't know.
We can have a look at it here. Just see him dropping, but it looks like...
Dougie Shepherd, isn't it? Dougie Shepherd was the man in contact with him. Moline is now leaving the ice. He's just down behind Robinuk's goal.
Well, you got to say, Dave, I mean, you don't bleed just for nothing. He's obviously caught an elbow or a stick in the gob there, and he's got to go off and get it sorted out. In which case, I think that Maury Hansen has missed a call.
Or unless, and I'm sure we'll see it again in the period break, Nick, whether he did go face first into the ice. He did go down with a crumpled heap. Myers will now take his position. Remember, it's still power play time for the Nottingham Panthers. They've got 75 seconds left on the one-man advantage. That's 5 skaters of the Nottingham Panthers, 4 of the Sheffield Steelers. That's why it's called a power play. And here's Wallenberg, just bangs one off the boards as the Panthers try and get possession with McCaslin and Wallenberg as Thomas comes in and finishes a hit. Puck out with Nielsen. Will Hilson go to Dewey? No, he doesn't. He instead goes to Myers. Now McCaslin. Now he's got to Druin. Druin tries the shot across the crease, and good footwork by Warren Tate, who gets her elbow straight into the cheek for his trouble. But Panthers with good puck possession on the power play. They're trying to create an opening. Can they do so here with Nielsen, who gets it out to McCaslin? McCaslin again takes a long shot. Lehman gets a bit of it. There's a loose puck out in front, and Lehman had to make the second save there. Now Wallenberg. Myers it was who had that second opportunity. Out as far as Nielsen to Druin, but it's not just falling right for Druin or McCaslin. Or Nielsen. Druin on a one-timer kicked away by Jody Lehman, who looks at his defenseman Steve Munn and says, couldn't see that. Oh, and Druin, as he's trying to line one up on the blue line, he just bounces awkwardly off his skates. 10 seconds left on the Nottingham Panthers power play. Shepherd comes in. He's the last man off the bench, and now the Steelers will have a 2-on-0 break. Nice play. It's Ashley Tate. He shoots and scores. Short-handed goal by Ashley Tate on just a gorgeous feed by Dougie Shepherd.
You know what, Dave? I think the Nottingham Panthers, 90% of that power play was such great build-up, such great possession. But I think the guys were just out there on the ice a little bit too long. The legs looked a little bit heavy, and then the Steelers get a bounce.
Sheffield joining the play late. He came off the bench on a line change, but he wasn't greedy, Nick, and he fed Ashley Tate. Gorgeous pass.
Great play to feed Ashley Tate. And Ashley Tate 1-on-0, and you like to put the house on Tate going up high.
Lovely finish by Ashley Tate. He knows what it takes to win. Here we go again.
He goes 1-on-0. No fake, nothing. He waited for Ravniak to go down, and then he just buried it up high. And Ashley Tate, like I said, he is not going to miss from there.
Well, the Sheffield Steelers have turned this one around. They lead by 2-1 with just over 8 minutes remaining in this second period. And the Nottingham Panthers, on the back of another power play opportunity that they haven't taken advantage of, Steelers have killed and killed well. Panthers look pretty, have good possession, but they haven't made it tell. Third unit out for the Panthers now. Sheffield will just clear with Phillips. Look out in front, and Stankoff got a bit of it, aimed it towards Ferreira. Manzano and Robert Dowd getting his first shift for the Sheffield Steelers tonight. He's the second Steelers player. Look out now with Dowd. Dowd will collect on the right-hand side, and it is Robert Dowd. And on his first shift, it is Robert Dowd, and he takes a shot into Ravniak.
Sheffield with the 2-on-1 there, and the shot by Dowd. And the momentum's obviously moved a little bit over now to the Sheffield Steelers, and I think it's come from these power plays, where Nottingham have had so much great play. And Sheffield have done a great job killing it. Dowd, I always like players passing on a 2-on-1, Dave, but the defenseman Nilsson, I think he went down there, blocked the pathway, and Dowd went for the shot. Well, you know, you'd like to say on 2-on-1s, a good pass, it builds a lot of team morale, but he went for the sure thing, the shot on goal.
Here we go. Ryan Schmier versus Jeremy Cornish. This is a proper scrap. This is a proper heavyweight battle between these two players. Cornish in white and orange. You can see that Schmier's going to lead with the left, and they both throw opposite hands here. The right of Schmier, the left of Cornish. Both are connecting. Who's connecting most? It's hard to tell, but these are two tough guys doing the toughest job in hockey. Schmier's had to fight a lot recently. Throws a big left there, throws another left over the top. Cornish comes back with a left of his own. Cornish hits with a great left there, hits with another left there. And now they're two tight buddies.
They're getting tired and they tie up right now. A good toe-to-toe scrap there, Dave. Two big men making a statement. Cornish kissing the steel of his shirt. And again, they just sit there. They knew right off the jaw that they were going to do this. They're going to do this before the play gets going. They both have lungs full of air. They take off the mitts, take off the helmets, and go at it like men.
And this is what proper scrapping's all about, Nick, isn't it?
It is.
You know what? No cheap shots. We're two tough guys. Let's go at it good and proper.
Yeah. And Schmier obviously saying, you know, I want to try and step up to the plate here to get my Panthers teammates going, and a good toe-to-toe fight.
Good scrap.
I'm thoroughly happy. I'm not going to go see any boxing over the weekend now.
Would you say that was an even fight? I think. Schmier threw some big lefts early doors. Cornish came back in the latter stages.
I think Cornish had some big heavy shots in there. Schmier had a lot of shots, but I'd say it's definitely a draw.
In the corner, Shepherd hits him. Puck out with Talbot, just gets a bit too much of it. Dowd can't keep the puck in, can he? Yes, he can. Good job, Dowd. Shepherd's running around like a train out there. Good job, Dougie Shepherd. Here's Ashley Tate. Tate just keeps good puck possession at all times, got quick hands, and as you just said, he lets that release go so quickly, Ashley Tate. Peltier takes Tate down. Here is Tate again. Right-handed shot, steps out inside. He's looking for a lane. He's looking for just a sight line that he can get some good traffic in front of Ravniak. Drew him. Still with the Steelers. puck out in front, and it was Sheffield that time who had the chance, and Steelers now in the neutral zone.
Ashley Tate's evolved into an absolute complete player. We talked about the old leagues when British-born players were not dominant, and he is now the dominant force in this league.
Outstanding player, Ashley Tate. Of course, played for the Nottingham Panthers in his youth. Played in Coventry for the previous 3 or 4 years. Won a Grand Slam, won a couple of championships with our expert in the studio, Paul Thompson, of course. Just under 6 left then. Steelers have turned a 1-0 deficit into a 2-1 advantage, and they're with Matt Myers, the Panthers goal scorer. He's behind the goal. He's got great hands, and he just tried to get a little backhand dinky pass out there. Wasn't quite successful, and Steelers will have a little bit of time with Ian Manzano. Has a Spanish passport, Ian Manzano. Breaks to Jonathan Phillips, the Steelers captain. Ravignac will come out on his forehand, and he gets run by Stancock, does Jonathan Phillips, and Panthers do clear with Shepard, and Shepard tried to find Wallenberg. Wallenberg was trying to stay on side, and that's why he wasn't in full stride. Wallenberg's done well with the puck here. He goes on his backhand side, gets taken down by Manzano. Penalty call, tripping minor coming in as soon as the Steelers touch the puck, and they haven't got puck possession yet. So they've got an extra man on the ice, the Panthers, and McCaslin came on the back door. Shane Johnson trying to clear his man. Stancock takes a shot, kicked away by Jody Lehman, and Johnson is still hacking and chopping. Manzano joins the play, but we're going to have a tripping minor against Ian Manzano coming up, and the Panthers are going to go back on the power play. Surely, Nick, it only is a matter of time as we just have a look back on the Manzano call.
And Manzano had been out there for quite a bit of time, and again, just moving around, and definite, he just took his foot out with his stick. It's a definite 2-minute minor. Manzano, I think, is going to be having some sangria in the penalty box.
Very good. Very good.
I do listen to you sometimes.
There is Ian Manzano, second season with the Sheffield Steelers. Played for the famous Johnstown Chiefs, if you've seen that very famous film, who's Slapshot. I was trying to think of the name of it, with Paul Newman. They were based around the Johnstown Chiefs. And Ian Manzano was one of the 3 captains actually on that team.
And he's going to be taking a 2-minute break unless the Nottingham Panthers can do what they've been threatening to do most of the night, is score a goal on the power play. They've had such a dominant power play, loads of possession, but it's just that last bit to the net that they're lacking.
Nielsen and Druin on the point. Moline, McCausland and Wallenberg. It looks so nice when they're out there, and they do everything right except that final piece of the jigsaw. And Sheffield again clear. They get that loose puck, they clear through the neutral zone, out to Ravignac. And you can see what their intentions are, Nottingham, getting back to the 2 big guys who've got the big shot. Down the right-hand side comes Moline. He's back on the ice after his facial injury. Wallenberg, his Swedish teammate. Mark Thomas on the backhand, clears, but only as far as Druin. Sheffield hard on the boards. Nottingham battling in there with young Moline. Moline does well, gets the puck out to Wallenberg. Oh, and Wallenberg's pass was it wasn't a good one to PC Druin.
Not characteristic of the Nottingham Panther power play so far. And now PC Druin's back out onto the ice. He'll be playing a point position. They'll want to move it back to him.
They're looking
this
to get
guy's so
control.
smooth.
Looking to get puck control, looking to get the setup. The 2 Tate brothers are killing penalties for the Steelers. And Sheffield have a moment of relaxation on the puck, which we don't very often get on a penalty kill. Both teams go for a line change.
A new crew out there for the last 45 seconds of this power play.
Here's Myers. Myers is looking for some options, steps out inside, tries to make a nice pass, gets the puck in front of Lehman, does he? But no, Dejanay hammers one around the board. Stancock gets there, Shepard comes in hard on him, collected by Shepard. With the Jim Shepard variety, opposed to the Doug Shepard variety of Sheffield. Panthers again, this time with Shepard again, and Myers loses puck control, and it goes all the way out. And Nottingham haven't worked with Moline and Wallenberg, so they might as well try a different power play line out there.
Yeah, and now you can see a little bit of frustration getting in. They're trying to force things, Dave, rather than sitting back and being calm and cool in that build-up. They're just trying to force things a little bit too much, and now we've got gloved ahead.
Hand pass with just 5 seconds left on the Nottingham Panthers power play. So both teams, Nick, I would assume, will imagine that this 5 seconds will get killed off, and they'll just look to get their regular lines back out there.
That's right, Dave. This is where both Matos and Ellis, they're looking at things, they're getting things all set up so that he can get the guy out there that he wants.
David Matos will be pleased the way this second period's gone. Looks calm there.
Definitely will be alive for his team's winning now.
Always happier when your team's winning. 2 seconds, 1 second. Power play is over for the Panthers. We're back 5 on 5, and it's the third unit of the Panthers that are out there right now. And in fact, they've got young James Neal out there as well. So the Panthers just changing the lines up a little bit differently. Here goes Manzano. He's just come out of the box, hits the red line, and chips it in. There's a little bit of afters going on behind the play as Robinjuk gets it in his glove, and the face-off will be just in front of Robinjuk. Robinjuk, he's faced more rubber than a dead cat on the M1 in the last 15 minutes, but 1.75 goals against last year. That's why the Nottingham Panthers made it through to the playoff finals and then went and won the playoffs, because of him.
Mike Ellis will be sitting there. You can tell he's going to be making a few mental notes. He's got little over 2 minutes to go in the second period. His team's dropped a 1-goal lead, and he's going to be making a few adjustments in the intermission.
Face-off for the Steelers to win, perhaps in their offensive zone, and they do, and they've won a lot of face-offs. It'd be interesting to see as the shot just gets in front of Ravignac, loose puck out in front. Hewitt couldn't get a bit of it. Sheffield have owned the face-off circles, and looking at the teams, you would expect Nottingham, Nick, to have a little bit more success in the middle.
Well, they've got some great centers, very fast, quick guys that are good on the draw. They've got so much talent and so much firepower.
Myers is pass intercepted by Dowd. Myers gets it back. The intended target was Moline. It's with Stankock now, the Slovakian. He gets it down the right-hand side. Shepherd will go chasing. Mark Thomas comes in, and Dowd will now just chip into the neutral zone. Hewitt couldn't quite control it, so the boys will come back for a change on both benches. Firstly, Sheffield the change. Nottingham stayed out a little bit longer. Shepherd, Thomas will go and get to him. Puck goes out there to Wallenberg, fires one, and the reason the whistle blows is that Wallenberg's shot has hit Jody Lehman in the mask, and as soon as the mask is hit...
Yeah. These guys are facing pucks that are flying at 100 miles an hour, so you got to make sure that they're always kept nice and safe. Those helmets are pretty indestructible too, though. Most of them are bulletproof.
Well, let's just see it. It's an absolute bullet from Wallenberg.
Good work beating up to the puck. Great vision. Nutmegged the Sheffield defenseman there, and the shot goes up high. And Lehman does. He's a very solid butterfly goaltender. He will go down. So, you know, a lot of other goalies who may have stood up would have taken that right in the chest, but Lehman went down and takes it in the chin, and we've got the face-off to his blocker side.
You might have heard a big cheer. You might have heard a big cheer earlier, and that was because Schmier and Cornish, their 5-minute penalties are over, so they both entered the ring again.
And hopefully they'll be nice and rested up.
Less than 2 to go then in the second period. Nottingham Panthers with good puck possession now with Peltier. Peltier gets the puck around. They're going to look for Richardson in the middle. Here is Richardson, and Richardson headmans the puck. He's got McCaslin joining the play. Richardson takes it round the outside of Dejanay. McCaslin comes in. Loose play by McCaslin. Nice play, sorry, by McCaslin. Talbot all over him, and now Sheffield managed to break. There's a breakaway here. If Sheffield can just add a 2-on-1. 8-4 the Steelers on the power play. 8-4 power play opportunities, so go the other way. 8 power play opportunities for the Nottingham Panthers. They haven't made one of them count yet, Nick. Mike Ellis won't be happy about that.
Well, he won't be, but he's got to be confident with the way his team is being composed. They're, you know, Sheffield at home here. They have that 6th-man, 7th-man on the ice with this crowd.
2-on-2 break as McCaslin tries to find Shepherd. Good job. Now Finnerty. And Nottingham having good puck, they're not having good puck possession. What am I saying, David? They're not having good puck possession at all. They can't get good puck possession, and that's their problem. It's all tatty from Nottingham right now. And again, with the players on the ice, you would expect it to be a little bit different as we head into the final 30 seconds. And skating from Phillips, who finishes our hit on Moline. Here is Moline, got a bit of space, blue line, top of the circle, went low glove side. Lehman comes out then and finishes with a poke check. 10 seconds left on this period, and Steelers will clear into the neutral zone, and they'll just be looking to do just that now. See the period out, and what a period it has been for the Sheffield Steelers. They came in, Nick, trailing 1-0, they go out leading 2-1.
Great period for the Sheffield Steelers. Like you say, they've got the momentum back on their side and everything to play for.
And those fans will clear both teams off the ice. 2-1 the Steelers lead. The third period's coming up, folks. We'll be back after a break. Welcome back to the Hallam FM Arena, where it's the Sheffield Steelers 2, the Nottingham Panthers 1 at the end of the second period. A 2-0 second period to the Sheffield Steelers. Nick, they've turned this one around. Your thoughts?
They have. They've just kept their legs going. They've worked really, really hard. They've outworked Nottingham. Nottingham have had good possession, but it's outside in the perimeters.
So, folks, here we go then. Third period with the Steelers leading 2-1. Referee Murray Hanson drops the puck, and young Mark Richardson wins the face-off. And the Panthers looking for some early puck possession to try and get back into this one. They've had dominant spells, they've had lots of power plays, they've outnumbered the Steelers 2-1 on power play opportunities, but they haven't yet scored a power play goal. And Sheffield, we've just said that Sheffield have outworked Nottingham in the last 20 minutes, Nick. Here is Nottingham first, though, a chance at the back door, falling away to Druin.
They have outworked the Nottingham Panthers, and they came away with 2 goals in that second period for the lead. And a shot right there. And Nottingham, they're well into this game. They've had a lot of power play opportunities. They've kept the puck, good possession in the perimeters, but nothing really big in the scoring lanes. And hopefully Mike Ellis, he's got the Nottingham Panthers thinking about driving to the net a little bit harder and trying to put even more pressure on Lehman.
Have they got to get traffic in front as we see a replay of the Dougie Shepherd efforts? Have Nottingham got to get more traffic in front of Jody Lehman in this final period?
They do. I mean, and they've got some big guys that can do it and that can move fast. So look for them to be pressuring and driving to the net a little bit harder.
Face-off win by the Sheffield Steelers. Finity back to Dejanay. Takes a shot right into the body of Rovignac, the Slovakian goalie of the Nottingham Panthers.
And again, he's not going to let any rebounds up from there. Sheffield, you know, we will always say this. You want to hit the net. The defensemen want to hit the net with the puck. They did, but no traffic in front. But then again, no rebound.
We said earlier about Rovignac, the man who won the playoff finals, really, for the Nottingham Panthers. Outstanding job. Put back to Dejanay again. Just chips one around the boards as Peltier goes to get it. Feeds Nielsen, but Moline on the right-hand side gives it back to his defensive partner. Wallenberg will chase this loose puck as it gets lost in the skates of Mark Thomas. Dejanay with a long outlet pass. He was aiming for Phillips, didn't find him. Shepherd will chip it in. Lehman will come and put a stop on it. And Sheffield will just try and chip out, and they eventually manage to do that as Phillips finishes a hit on Moline. Peltier back to Nielsen, and Peltier put Nielsen in a bit of trouble there. Nielsen's got good hands. He can find a man with a pass. Here's Peltier, hits the blue line, chips it down behind Lehman's goal. And Lehman tries to fire one around the perimeter boards here. Sometimes comes out of his net a lot, Jody Lehman. Has everybody here on the edge of his seats, but he's played an outstanding game tonight. Wallenberg looking for the loose puck, but it doesn't come. Here comes Schmier. He's already had one fight tonight. Back to Wallenberg. Wallenberg will perhaps try and find Schmier again. No, instead comes inside for Moline, but Sheffield intercept with Warren Tate, and Tate with an outlet pass to Shane Johnson. Line change for the Nottingham Panthers. They get their third unit out. That'll see Ferreira, and the man on the puck now, Levers. Levers headmans the puck, shoots it, and Ferreira was driving the net, just like Nick said a little bit earlier, and that's what they've got to do more of, Nick.
It is, but that shot from Levers there going for the far post, again, that frustrates the attacking team, because you go on the far side and you're going to be clear. If you miss the net, the puck rims around the boards and it clears the zone. It really deflates the team. You really want to start shooting short side.
Icing waved off as Lehman gets out and just bats one, if you like, out of the air. Picked up by Hewitt, who tries to find Warren Tate down the right-hand side. It's a long outlet pass. Icing not called. Peltier gets the puck, comes down the right-hand side. Livers again, chips into the corner. Who's going to go and get it first? It's Lehman. He gave Ben Morgan a bit of false hope there that Morgan might be first to the battle. Tate does well in the corners and manages to chip through into the neutral zone. And Sheffield's tactics might just change in this third period as well, Nick. They've got the goal advantage. They can just chip it into the neutral zone all night.
I think they're happy containing Nottingham right now because they're working hard. They're keeping their legs going. But as you said, they're keeping them out to the perimeters. They're picking off passes and getting turnovers.
Those turnovers sometimes create goal-scoring opportunities, and Dougie Shepherd almost had one there. Nielsen passes in front of his goalie to Peltier. Peltier's looking for an option. Nielsen's standing still and doesn't really give him one, so instead Peltier has to come down the left-hand side. Druin comes in. I'll have me Causland just in front of him. Druin gets beaten to a loose puck, and Dougie Shepherd beats out Druin. Now it's Talbot, and Talbot's working and outworking, and the Steelers are outworking the Nottingham Panthers. Here's Mark Thomas. Thomas is a defenseman, so he's out of position. Jonathan Phillips drops back. Nottingham try and clear out, can't do so. Here's Talbot behind the goal of Rovniak. Can Talbot find anybody? He's got Phillips one way, but instead goes to Ashley Tate. Ashley Tate just on his offside. Now back to Jonathan Weaver. The Panthers trying to contain at the moment, so trying to do that with Mark Richardson.
Sheffield doing a good job cycling the puck down low. They're going to be happy doing that all night, keeping Nottingham pinned in their own zone.
And working, of course, the Nottingham defence. But here, down the other end, is McCausland takes a shot. Lehman's got it. Did he lose it? No, he's got it again. McCausland, I tell you, I've seen the guy last year, Nick. He's one hell of a hockey player, and he's very, very dangerous. And he just had that chance down the right-hand side.
He did again, and you see him wind up, takes a nice shot. I don't know if you're going to beat Lehman from there, but again, if you have another guy driving to the net, he did leave a little bit of a rebound out there, and that's what you got to hope for.
Nice win for the Sheffield Steelers, but it falls the way of the Panthers. Schmeer, big chance out in front for Shepherd. Could have scored. Be disappointed. When he's having his cocoa tonight, he'll be upset. He'll know he had the chance to tie this one.
Come back and haunt you later on. He did have a great chance there. I don't even think he hit the net.
And he was only 5 foot away. Chance again, fans on it. Comes out to Big Schmeer. He takes a second through traffic as well, and nobody knew where that one was. Dejanay eventually gets to it, chips off the board through traffic, and Jonathan Phillips down the middle, but intercepted by Moline. Moline, outlet pass. Oh, looking back for Moline. Now it's Phillips, and it just doesn't fall for him. And the Nottingham Panthers pushing forward, and can Sheffield then counter? Johnson just chips in, Peltier gets it. The Peltier really impressed the first week of BMI Baby Elite League action. Ferrara just tries to bang one just off the boards, trying to get the puck deep so the Panthers can go and work and try and cycle the Sheffield Steelers defenseman. But right now in the neutral zone, the Sheffield Steelers having the better of it. And here's Steve Munn, the former American leaguer. He's gone out of position as well, so he'll be hoping somebody's covering him. There is cover, it's Jason Hewitt. But here come the Panthers, and Nottingham have got to get some serious puck possession down in the Steelers' defensive zone.
Well, they do, but when they're getting the possession there, again, Sheffield are just containing them, keeping them to the outside. They've got to start driving the shooting lanes and getting some more pressure on Lehman and developing some more promising scoring opportunities.
Manzano will be disappointed with the turnover. Shot comes in from Myers. He's the goal scorer already of the Panthers. Schmeer just helps it along its way, and here's an opportunity for the Panthers to do just what Nick said. Can Warren Tate chip out? No, he can't. Schmeer and everybody else is battling. Now Jeremy Cornish versus Corey Nielsen. Corey Nielsen has a little bit too much for big Jeremy. And Nielsen, who skates so well and then coughs it up to Shepherd. Big turnover by Corey Nielsen. Shepherd gets the puck to the net. Here's a chance for Ashley Tate. Good work by Joey Talbot. He tries to step one out in front, but it was Richardson who clears. Steelers now with puck possession. And they'll try and get good possession down low in the defensive zone of the Nottingham Panthers. Backhand from Shepherd takes a punch in the back of the head as well from Nielsen.
Nottingham got to watch that the mental errors don't creep into this third period. They've got to calm down, collect their thoughts, and start developing some good plays, and we might have something happen here. No, another giveaway, and these are the mental mistakes, Dave, where you could just gain the red line and dump the puck in.
Here's Tate, shoots, deflected, second shot! Ashley Tate shoots and scores! Second of the night for Ashley Tate, third for the Steelers. What a nice finish, and you hit the nail on the head, Nick. It was mental errors by the Panthers that turned the crossovers, and the Steelers take advantage.
Exactly, the Nottingham Panthers trying to get the puck out of their zone. Ashley, the giveaway where it could have been they could have dumped it in, but a giveaway. Ashley Tate picks up the puck. Nice little layoff pass, and this is again one of the things that Ashley could do so well. He takes a rebound off a guy's shin, kicks it up into his skate, and fires it up into the roof. Just one heck of a play by Ashley Tate.
Those are those quick hands that we talked about right at the top of the show, aren't they?
Yeah, and then when he takes it off his skate, he's just so composed and smooth. He's turned into, just one of the league's superstars.
Icing called. The puck will go all the way back down in front of Rovniak.
And Dave, we know in this game 2 goals is nothing. And any team that can come back, the Nottingham Panthers are one of them. They've got, again, so much firepower in this squad. Again, I think Mike Ellis, he's just got to calm the troops down. There's no way is this game over yet.
Ashley Tate looking calm and controlled on the bench there. for the Sheffield Steelers. His team 3-1 advantage now over the Nottingham Panthers. Finnerty with a face-off win, put back to Munn, who just chips it into the corner. We'll talk in a moment about what Mike Ellis's options are. Does he swap some lines up?
I think it's just keeping the guys composed right now. There's still, you know, well over 12 minutes to go. 2 goals. That can come in a minute.
Jim Shepherd, nice little pass. Fake pass, here goes again with Shepherd, takes a shot into traffic, and Finnerty backhands one off the boards, and it's a 3-on-1 here, and it's Shane Johnson. He's got Jonathan Phillips. Phillips shoots, Ravignac makes the save, and the puck goes into the corner, and Stancock takes the puck, the net off its moorings. Murray Hansen will blow his whistle now. You'll hear the fans booing.
Do you know what? Right now, Nottingham's just going, thank God for that. Little bit of a breather while the puck gets knocked out, or sorry, the goal there, you can see it gets knocked out off its moorings.
What's Mike Ellis now? You can see him look into the skies. Is there any inspiration up there for him?
Yeah, he's looking at the clock, and he's seeing that there's over 12 minutes to go, like I mentioned, and he's a calm guy. He's been in this game so long. He understands that, again, they can be back in this game with 1 shot.
Here's that chance for Jonathan Phillips.
Another giveaway, and then Shane Johnson so quick with a nice rink-wide pass into the high slot. Guys driving to the net, and the puck and the net getting knocked off its moorings.
Look in the neutral zone, a zone that the Steelers have controlled in the latter part of this game. Panthers are going to come hard though. Rest assured, this game is far from over. Nottingham Panthers won't want to give up. They've got about 1,000 of their travelling supporters here.
And they won't. They've got to start winning the little battles, the face-offs, the one-on-ones, and then drive to this goaltender and put Lehman off.
And maybe, I think their big guns have got to come out to play tonight, because McCaslin, who in my opinion is one of the 2 or 3 best players in the league, has got to now start to lead this team. Puck's out as far as Nielsen, but it fell on his backhand side, so he just shovel passes it. Manzano just, well, for a better choice of words, whack one off the boards. His team was a little bit in trouble. He whacked it all the way down the ice. No icing called. Nielsen goes for a long outlet patch, looking for Peltier. But Sheffield have puck possession, and it is that man, Ashley Tate, who is here, who is there, who is everywhere for the Sheffield Steelers. Peltier gets the puck out to the right-hand side. And Peltier has worked so hard for the Panthers, and Ashley Tate so hard for the Steelers, and ironic those 2 in the same shot there. Still with the Panthers, and it's Richardson, leaves Dewey out, goes to McCaslin. Dewey's going to come and work a little bit harder in the corners. He does so. He's big and he's strong and he's powerful, he's PC Dewey. If he gets a scoring chance, you know it's going on net. McCaslin gets it out to Schmier, who almost has an embarrassing situation, but this is much better from the Nottingham Panthers. With McCaslin, Dagenet's trying to do a good job on him, and Sheffield have a man in front. The man is Doug Shepherd, but that was much better, Nick, from Panthers, just as Ashley Tate comes down the left-hand side.
It was, again, good possession, good control, but no good scoring opportunity. That's the thing. They've got to get that puck in front of the net, drive all the lanes, and put Lehman off.
And as you've said so many times, Sheffield keeping Nottingham to the outside.
Puck taking deflection and going over the glass, so hey, we can have a bit of a breather now too.
Just over 10 minutes to go then in the 3rd period. A view from Paul Thompson. Paul, your former player Ashley Tate, he certainly turned up with the goods tonight.
Yeah, he is. You know, I've seen him do what he's doing for the last 5 years, Dave. And to be honest, I don't think Nottingham have got an answer to the Talbot, Shepherd and Tate line. I mean, they're just, you know, they're controlling the neutral zone and they're controlling them on the rush. And, you know, you want them Nottingham boys getting a bit more puck possession to make things happen, but they've got to work a little bit harder to get it.
Nottingham Panthers with the former Manchester Phoenix player Moley to Stancock. And the pucks just aren't going anywhere with any meaning at the moment. And big hit comes in on Stancock from Jonathan Phillips, but the Panthers will break 3-on-3. Here is Wallenberg, great chance, here's a big chance. Wallenberg, did he hit the crossbar?
Off the post.
I think he did. Big chance, Wallenberg. The 2 forwards in front of him created so much space there, and Wallenberg had a free lane to shoot through.
A 3-on-3 like that, and you just a 3-on-3 situation, and you do not want to see this happen. Sheffield collapsing way too easy and letting the Wallenberg come in on net.
Here come the Panthers down the right-hand side, but Jason Hewitt steps up in the play and does a pretty good job. Stancock comes in on him as well. Stancock's going to get a big hit from Cornish, but Stancock really stood up to it well, and it was Cornish that ended up on his backside on this occasion. Big hit coming in this time from Dagenet. That was on young Mark Richardson. Randy Dagenet. The word on Dagenet is he's Mr. Offensive. He's like a Neil Martin And you can see the big hit coming in here on young Mark Richardson. And what we've got here is a little bit of afters again. We've already seen one scrap with Jeremy Cornish.
Well, and they were looking at each other again. Schmear's out there, Cornish was skating around. And I think the thing with that, and this is where you get Cornish now coming off, you can see him, it was towards the end of his shift. And I don't think a guy like that, he's going to want to go with Schmear actually being out there for 45 seconds. And now he's had time to get a bit of rest and he's back out.
So this could be interesting, folks. Again, we've already seen the fight between Jeremy Cornish and Ryan Schmear. And they're both on the ice again, but they're on opposite ends of the ice. As a long-range effort comes in from the Panthers. It actually falls just by Schmear. Levers has the puck taken off him by Warren Tate. Tate will try and get to the red line, then he's free just to take the puck down behind Robiniak, where icing won't be called.
Levers taking a shot from his own pair right on the back of the leg, and there's no padding back there, folks. You know that's going to sting, and he'll be sore in the morning.
Sheffield again, they don't have to be pretty, they just have to chip it through into the neutral zone, and just under 9 minutes remaining as Robiniak comes out and takes a puck very far out of his zone there, and I think Schmear looks tired right now, doesn't he? He was slow getting back to Robiniak.
Yeah, again, both of them, Schmear towards the end of his shift, and Cornish, they're having words, but I don't think anything's going to happen. And you know what, Dave? We're watching these guys have a little conversation. I think right back to the first period when Sheffield killed. Here's Romanek just holding up onto the puck. He's not going to let it go with Sheffield bearing down on him right there. But when they killed that two-man advantage, and I just think after that the momentum swing, and I don't think Nottingham have gotten back in their stride after that.
Face-off win again. How many times have we said that? Play it back tonight after the first game. Folks, play it back on your Sky button, and how many times have we said Sheffield face-off win? And that's something I'm sure Mike Ellis will be all too aware of. Because if you don't have the puck, Nick, you can't play with it.
And winning face-offs, I think, is a mental thing. It's how hard your guys want to bear down, and right now Sheffield are bearing down a little bit harder.
Here's Moline. Moline goes out to Shepherd. Shepherd brought in to add a bit of grit to that Swedish line of Moline and Wallenberg. And he's had plenty of the puck tonight as Jim Shepherd. Shepherd again, his pass out front is intercepted. Danny Myers played, of course, in Bracknell in their championship winning team in the EPL. GB International, of course. It's still, though, deep in the Sheffield Steelers defensive zone. Shepherd again, just chip it out. They don't have to do anything more than that. They've only got 8 minutes to go in this game. Peltier has got Shepherd all over him. Second man in is Tate, and now here is Talbot. If it's not one, it's two. If it's not two, it's the other one.
And look at with Sheffield, 4 guys across their blue line saying, come and get us. And they're really starting to shut the door now.
Here's McCaslin. Here's a man, though, that can unpick a lock. Back to Nielsen, takes a shot, loose puck. And deflected wide. It was Druin, and we haven't seen a lot of him. McCaslin to Myers. Manzano clears all the way around. Back to Nielsen. It's deflected, and he could have gone anywhere, but he ends up on the stick of Jonathan Phillips. He plays a long one down the right-hand side. Here's Ashley Tate. What are his options? He tries to get a shot away. Still got puck possession. Still outworks the Nottingham Panthers defenseman. And again, then Phillips comes in. Tate goes up for a change. And Sheffield just so dangerous. And look at them. They're hustling, bussing, and just outworking the Nottingham Panthers right now. It's simple as that. It's outworking them.
They're just buzzing around them, and they're not letting Nottingham get settled down and letting Nottingham play their game. And that's the telling story. They're 3-1 up because of it.
Nielsen goes down the right-hand side. Shot's going to come into the body of Jody Lehman. He just stands tall. Does an excellent job standing tall. But Caslin's had a couple of decent scoring opportunities, but not that gilt-edged one. It's another bite of the cherry for the Nottingham Panthers. They got a deflection, and that's what we said. Get in front of Lehman. If you can't see it, you can't stop it.
Good scoring opportunity. The Nottingham Panthers working it around, and again throwing it at the net. Good deflection. Guys buzzing around. If Lehman lets that go, then a guy standing on the doorstep to hopefully pounce on it and get Nottingham one back into this game. But do you know what, Dave? Lehman is playing. This is the first time I've seen him play, and he's absolutely outstanding.
Well, for 56 minutes, he's shut the door on the Nottingham. 54 minutes, he shut the door on the Nottingham Panthers. Sheffield just outworking the Panthers right now. It's Ferrara. Here's young Morgan. What a night for him, his first Steelers-Panthers game. And he hasn't let himself down at all. He's been a credit. Morgan again. Ferreira comes in on him. And fair play to this third line, actually, of the Panthers. Ferreira, Levers. They've hustled and bustled and hacked and chopped and just tried to create something. And young James Neal on that line now. Ferreira leaves it for Levers, who chips it into the corner, but who's going to go and get it? Nobody. Levers has to go and get his own chip out, and that can never be right. Have an icing call here as soon as the Panthers touch the puck.
It is, and you know, the Panthers needed a fresh set of legs out there, and then Sheffield keeping things nice and simple. They had some guys coming off for the change, and just dump it down the ice right now and take the whistle.
Robert Lakovic, the young Nottingham defenseman, getting his first shift out there as Dave Matsos relays instructions. Rod Sarich, the injured defenseman, standing next to Matsos. Steelers hoping that Sarich will be back in the lineup shortly, I'm sure. But it's a full-strength Panthers team here who are 3-1 down to the Steelers with just over 5 minutes remaining. And Shepard is going to try and get something going for his team here. He's trying to bring a bit of energy, and with Wallenberg and Moline, he's got players that can do that.
And you know, Dave, before this game, I thought it was going to be Nottingham that was coming out and going to do what the Sheffield Steelers have actually done, which is just buzz, try and wear down the Sheffield Steelers, knowing that they have a couple of guys out of the lineup.
Traffic out in front. Wallenberg's got a bite of a cherry. There's a loose puck that might fall to Peltier. But Sheffield have been first to the loose pucks for the, well, certainly the second part of the game, but for most of the game.
And you love that as a goaltender as well. When you can you're good enough to handle your own rebounds, but you got your defensemen and your forwards back helping you out.
Here comes that line again of Wallenberg and Moline, and offside called as the player entered the offensive zone just ahead of the puck. And Peltier, he's at both ends of the ice, isn't he? And he seems to be a good acquisition for the Nottingham Panthers. A late pick-up in the summer, but he certainly that adds a little bit different.
And again, we had an offside call here. We can see the puck has got to go over before any player. We can see on the bottom of the screen, the guy goes over number 15, and the puck had gone over second. So that's your offside.
Loose puck out in front after a face-off win for the Panthers. It's collected by Shepard. He'll chip into the corner. Danny Myers on his forehand, but waiting for it is Ashley Tate. But here come the Panthers. Bit of a chance here. 3-on-2. Ashley Tate's on his way back. McCaslin's looking for some angle. Whistle blows. Nets just a little bit off its mooring, and icing as well. Sorry, offside as well. And McCaslin is looking frustrated out there. He's trying to get something going. And where we spoke to Paul Thompson earlier, and he said that the line of Tate and Talbot and Shepard was dominant. You know what? That line of McCaslin with Jewin and Richardson, that should be a good line as well, Nick.
It is, and Dave, you know what? It's early on in the season. Wait till these guys get a few more games under their belt to gel together.
Oh, I'm telling you that McCaslin's a player and a half. Absolute player and a half. And, you know, I'm sure Mike Ellis will find a couple of players. He might have to shuffle his pack a little bit that will benefit from playing with the McCaslin. Good work from Shepard. He gets taken down. Loose puck out in front was the one from Talbot. And Ashley Tate was buzzing there. He could see the hat-trick.
Well broken up by McCaslin, though.
Yeah, here's Ashley Tate, who gives it back out to Talbot, who goes to the point, and Munn tries to find. Great chance, great goal. Ashley Tate does a super job, but it's Joey Talbot who scores the goal to make it 4-1 and to pretty much wrap this game up. But you have to just stand, watch and marvel at the quick hands of Ashley Tate there to get the puck across for Talbot to shoot and score. The Steelers lead 4-1.
It was a great movement, but Rabiak, you could see, I think he got a little bit frustrated there. He went and pushed one of the Sheffield Steelers. I think it put him on his back foot. And then the quick turn and spin from Ashley Tate into the slot, and it's a great goal. But like I said, I think Rabiak got a little bit frustrated with the Sheffield Steelers buzzing around his net. And I think that's what Nottingham have got to do to Lehman.
Joey Talbot's third Elite League goal of the season. But stand and bow for Ashley Tate, because Ashley Tate has been a class above tonight here at the Hallam FM Arena in Sheffield, where the Steelers now lead by 4-1. Just over 4 minutes remaining in this third period as the Sheffield Steelers break. What now for the Nottingham Panthers? What can they do? Can they give it a last 4 minutes? Can they throw some rubber at Jody Lehman? Or do they sit back and think, well, this night it's just not happened for us?
Do you know what? They've got to keep running and gunning because it's a long season and these guys are going to face each other again, and there's no way that you want to concede any more goals. You've got to try and pick up your head and leave this place with a bit of pride.
Just over 3.5 minutes then remaining as Sheffield chip it into the corner, and they are trying to get these quick line changes going, Sheffield. They're probably changing every 4 changes for Sheffield. It's only 3 for Nottingham at the moment, and maybe that's why there's a little bit more jump in the Sheffield Steelers.
You look at the Nottingham bench, and it does look a little bit longer. And right now, there's most of the Sheffield Steelers. They're sitting there. They're getting in the back. But the Nottingham Panthers, this is always an indication for me where some of the guys are still standing up on the boards with 3 minutes to go in the third, and you just think maybe they haven't given it what they should have.
Well, the Nottingham Panthers have been outworked here at the arena, but they're still coming now. Molin and Wallenberg. Mike Ellis has persisted with that line with Jim Shepherd. And you know what? You look at that line, the 2 silky Swedes and the grit of Shepherd, it should work. And you can see perhaps why Ellis has stuck with it. But Shepherd always seem to have that extra player who can just in front of the net, haven't they, tonight? How many times have Nottingham worked down low well, got the puck out, and it just hasn't quite fallen for them?
It's just that, like you said, that little last piece in the puzzle.
Here's Nielsen, he's got great hands, and he shoots and he scores.
Great
and
goal.
It actually is a great goal by Corey Nielsen. It may be a little too late, but Nielsen there pulled a couple of gorgeous moves to the neutral zone, and he shot low glove side past Jody Lehman. It's now Steelers 4, Nottingham Panthers 2.
And the Sheffield Steelers just completely let everything go here. A bad poke check, stick check in the neutral zone, and Nielsen coming in and just fires it up high. Again, a guy like this, he shouldn't be walking through the neutral zone like that. And I think Warren Tate will be quite upset with himself for not trying to dig down a little bit. Just that little slap just doesn't do enough.
Do you reckon that was just a lack of concentration, Nick? The Sheffield Steelers thinking the game was over?
Well, I think it was a bad mental error, and Nielsen capitalized on it. This guy can shoot. And he's done what I said. Nottingham, they're not going to give up. They're a hugely professional team, and you know what? 2 minutes, under 3 minutes to go.
I was just going to say, it's given them hope. There's Shepherd, takes the shot off the blocker of Ravignac. Here goes the Panthers down the right-hand side. They find some jump. They find some momentum that goal that Corey Nielsen has given them. And are the Nottingham Panthers going to stage a late revival here? Nielsen, I have to tell you, when he came through the neutral zone then, he scored some penalty shot goals that got the Nottingham Panthers to the playoff finals last year. Some of the most gifted goals. The man has got silky hands. And I think we're going to find a timeout coming up here. Mike Ellis goes for the old clipboard. And I was going to say chalkboard, but I don't think they go for the chalkboard anymore. And Ellis is looking at getting some instructions to his players, I'm sure. So Mike Ellis looking to get instruction to his team. The Sheffield Steelers players just trying to check how many minutes are left on the ice on the third period. Ellis there, he's got his chalkboard in his hand. Is he about to call the timeout, Nick? Could that be a possibility?
I'm not sure, Dave. I mean, this is the time when you'd want to do it, just to regroup, get the guys going, and like you say, you want to leave this building knowing that you've left everything out on the ice. And I think that with that goal right now, and again, I mean, 2 minutes to go, 2 goals in 2 minutes isn't impossible.
2 minutes and 5 seconds remaining then in this third period. Back underway with Nielsen. I wonder if the Panthers will pull their goalie by that. We mean that they exchange their goalie for another outskating player, therefore giving them a power play opportunity as such. Will that happen as we enter the final 2 minutes of this game?
Ravignac is he's back there on his line, and he has had a little look over at Mike Ellis, but we'll see if it comes out. I'm not actually sure they do it at this point right now, Dave.
Desjardins intercepts Shepherd. Shepherd chips it into the corner, and good puck possession in the offensive zone. If the goal was going to be pulled, it probably would have been pulled now. Just under 2 minutes then remaining as Lehman makes another save. And Paul Thompson, I just come to you now. You're man of the match tonight. Who do you think's been the most influential player out there?
Well, I'm going to get a lot of stick tonight, but I think the 2 ex-Coventry boys have been the difference. Ashley Tate and Jody Lehman. Tate's had a fantastic game, but my decision tonight's going to Lehman because I think in the early part of the game he killed 2 5-on-3s, and when your best penalty killer is normally your goalie, and he shut the door there and he gave the emphasis for Sheffield to carry on, and and they look like to have a great home win.
And a well-deserved win for the Steelers, do you think here, Paul?
Oh yeah, I do on the pattern of play, I really do. But I think Lehman was the difference when they were getting a lot of pressure from the Panthers early on in the game.
So we're into the final minute now, and the Nottingham Panthers throwing everything, including the kitchen sink of the Sheffield Steelers. McCausland's out there, but he can't do anything as Myers tries to find Drew in, and Finnerty, the man who got the Steelers back in this one after Matt Myers had opened the score in early doors for the Nottingham Panthers. Last chance here perhaps, and it's a loose puck out for Mark Thomas. Chance for Finnerty. Robinette makes a save and then just clears the way of Druid.
Keeping their foot on the floor right to the end. They want to send a message to Nottingham.
And Talbot and Nielsen, who have battled all night, are battling again now. McCausland just can't keep on it as we enter the final 10 seconds. Nielsen goes out to Druin. It's all too late now for the Nottingham Panthers. The Sheffield Steelers are victorious here at the House of Steel against their arch rivals, the Nottingham Panthers. So the Sheffield Steelers have local bragging rights. They've beaten the Nottingham Panthers by 4-2. An outstanding game here at the Sheffield Arena. Sheffield came into the game short-handed. Nottingham Panthers, though, were just simply outworked. 2 goals for Ashley Tate. I'm sure it's an awful lot for Nick Rockwell and Paul Thompson to talk about after the break. We'll be back. The Steelers have won this one, though, here, 4-2.
Hello folks, welcome back to our first game of the season of the BMI Baby Elite League. And it was a barn burner. The Sheffield Steelers doubling up on the Nottingham Panthers 4-2. The 22 minutes in penalties even things out, but it was really the shots on goal, Paul, that 46-27, and Jody Lehman didn't disappoint the fans here.
No, Nick, that was the reason I picked him as man of the match, because in the first period and the start of the second period, the Panthers had some 5-on-3 opportunities, and you could see they were teeing up their big guns. And they did a good job of boxing out and clearing the lane so Lehman could see the pucks, but he made some real big leg saves. And I believe he kept them in it at that time.
It was the Nottingham Panthers who actually got off the start line first.
Yeah, it's one of them goals when you ask your defensemen to get pucks through, get them through, and they got it through and they picked up the rebound and scored from it.
And this is the goal on the delayed penalty call.
Yeah, I think everybody switched off a little bit there, and Talbot pinched the puck and he went through, and maybe people weren't focusing. He walked in through the dots and he shelved one straight above the goalie.
So that made it 1-1, and then the Steelers kept things going. They kept the momentum going to make it 2-1 and take the lead here.
Yeah, right. A great little 2-on-0 pass and another turnover there, but great little slot pass to Tate, and I've seen Tate do that for years. And he comes in, and Romanek stacks his pad. He's not a butterfly goalie, and Tate hits the shelf, and that's a great goal.
The Steelers kept on rolling on to get a 3-1 lead.
Again, in commentary, you said quick hands, and that's what Tate takes a shot there, and it bounces off a leg pad. He picks the rebound back up, and sticks aren't taken away, and he picks up his own rebound, and he buries it, and he's had a great game tonight.
And then the Steelers extended things even more with a quick pass and quick turnaround there.
Yeah, he shows his passing skills here, and the guys are at the net, and he's opening up for the pass along the ice, and it's a tip-in. And again, the guy at the net hasn't been taken away, and Mike will be disappointed in some of the goals his team have given up tonight. But
the Nottingham Panthers, we said they weren't going to give up, and they kept driving away.
They're too good a team, Nick. They're too good a team. I mean, they've got so much talent there, and this was a great rush by the defenseman. He's Nielsen's very offensive, and the young lad who was fantastic, Morgan, tonight, just backed in a little bit, and you could maybe just see his inexperience in that play. But all in all, it was a great game.
It was a great game, fast paced. I was really amazed. I mean, at the pace of the game, the Steelers were kind of caught off the hop by the Panthers, but then they were just at Nottingham the whole game, weren't they?
Yeah, they were. I mean, it was a great game, and for the first 30 minutes of the game, there was they were swinging to each team who had the momentum, and but I do feel that in the third period, I got to be honest with you, I was speaking to Mike Ellis before the game, and he was saying he thinks his team might be a little bit tired. They've had a lot of games in a short space of time, and I think they actually did tire in the third period, and I really did think Sheffield picked it up and they picked the intensity up.
Well, Dave has just caught up with Ashley Tate and Jody Lehman, and both head coaches. Let's hear what they had to say.
Jody, a man of the match performance from you tonight, certainly shutting the door on the Panthers, especially in that first period.
Well, it's my job when we come out a little flat-footed and give the Panthers credit. They came hard at us. I had to make a few saves on the PK, and you know, the boys battled back in the second and third, and we had a great result tonight.
At the other end of the ice, the guys did do a good job, and this guy next to you, Ashley Tate, with 2 great goals.
Well, it's a pleasure to play with Ash again. You know, we had some great success in Coventry, and to have him here to bring his intensity, you know, it's just great for our dressing room.
Ashley, just a quick couple of words on your goals. You took them so well tonight, but your line was dominant.
Yeah, I think like Jody said, we took a little while to get going in the first period. We were a bit flat-footed, but kind of once we got out there in the second, we kind of had a few words in the dressing room. We kind of, you know, got off our heels and started to take the game to Nottingham, and you know, we made up for the lack of effort in the first.
You two have won a championship in Coventry. Do you think you can win one here in Sheffield?
I don't see why not. I mean, you know, I think we're getting better every game. We've just got to put, you know, iron out the little creases that we seem to be finding each night, and once, you know, we can get rid of those mistakes, I think we'll start making steps forward.
Mike, you outshoot the Sheffield Steelers, but they outscore you tonight.
Yeah, it was a night of missed opportunities for us. We didn't capitalize on our chances, and if you don't score goals, you don't win games.
Especially in special team situations, the power play, you had the chances tonight.
Yeah, we had 2 5-on-3s. I think we had a post and a crossbar, and you know, sometimes the bounces don't go your way, but we tried to battle hard right to the end, and we just kept missing our opportunities.
From here, where do you go?
Just continue to work hard. We got to get our intensity level up and make sure that we keep looking forward. I think the chances will come, and I think when they do come, they'll come. And when we do score, we score in bunches.
Dave, a fabulous performance from your team. You must be delighted.
Yeah, you know, anytime you can, certainly at home, come away with 2 points, it's a good night. You know, I thought Nottingham outplayed us in the first period, penalties in the second period for us, but we managed to stabilize the work ethic and, you know, persistence, and we jumped on the chances that we got. I mean, at the end of the day, they outshot us. I believe it was 46-27, and Jody Lehman had a lot to do with it. But you know, guys just kept working, and I'm pleased.
Was that the question? Was that the story of the game, that Sheffield outworked the Nottingham Panthers, especially in the neutral zone?
You know, I don't think that you can fault the work ethic. I mean, I thought the fans got their money's worth tonight. It was a good hockey game to watch, certainly where I was standing, but you know, at the end of the day, you just got to capitalize on the chances that you get, and our guys took advantage of that. And you know, when we got scoring opportunities, the puck just went in for us. So great game.
Well, it is still very early on in the season. Most teams only playing 2 games, but there you can see now what happens with Nottingham and Sheffield. Nottingham tying you guys now, but you guys have that game in hand.
Yeah, you've got to win that game in hand.
Yeah.
And, you know, we're here Saturday, so it's been good for me to see the game tonight.
You have. What have you learned from it?
I've learned they're a good team. I've learned that they're quick if you turn pucks over. I mean, that line I talked about in commentary there of the Tate, Talbot and Shepherd line, that's quick, and you know, if you throw pucks up the middle, they're going to come back and they're going to hurt you on transition. And I thought they did that very, very well against the Panthers tonight.
I got to ask you this because, you know, Jody Lehman and Ashley Tate are ex-players of yours. Does it kind of hurt a little bit knowing that they're here and not with Blaze jerseys on?
No, it does. I mean, no. You know, they both had terrific careers in Coventry and playing for me. And, you know, and they've moved on now and they're playing for a great club in Sheffield. And, you know, I wish them all the best to finish second in everything. Yeah.
What do you think we can expect from this season, seeing the caliber of hockey that we've just seen this evening?
Well, you know what, even though I'm a coach, I come tonight and you become a fan because, you know, we love the sport that much. And it was a great battle. Both teams, credit to both teams. They battled all night and, you know, there was some great goaltending, there was some great offense, there was some great chances, and then, you know, it was edge of your seat stuff, and you know, and that's what ice hockey is all about. And you know, there's not many sports you can go to where you can get 46 scoring chances one end and 27 the other. So you know, you can't take your eye off the puck for a second.
Now, if you were Mike Ellis in that changing room and on the bus ride home, obviously you're deflated, but you still have such a long way to go.
Well, you know, Mike will be upset because of the amount of opportunities, scoring opportunities they had, and you know, they did, like he said, they hit a bar and they hit a post, and you know, they had a lot of power play time. They maybe need to get a little bit more traffic around the net there because, you know, they've got guys that can shoot the puck. But if you know, if like Sim said in commentary, David says if a goalie can't see it, and it's going to go through him. But they're a good team. They're a great team, and you know, they're going to be one to watch.
All right, folks, join us our next action Thursday, the 20th of September. The Hull Stingrays take on the Nottingham Panthers at 5:30 p.m. on Sky Sports Extra. Thanks ever so much for joining us. The Sheffield Steelers beating the Nottingham Panthers 4-2. We'll see you next time.